These braids is heavy as hell, child. Hey y'all, welcome into another All American Homecoming live after show with your good sis you love to talk TV with. In this one, we are going to be talking about season 3, episode number 5 of All American Homecoming. Hopefully, everyone is having a wonderful evening. I personally did enjoy the episode, so I think that this is going to be a very interesting live with a shift in tone because, last episode wasn't that bad. But before that, it was very much so critical on my end. And I don't really have that many notes about this particular episode. So come on in, drop your ratings on a scale of 1 to 10 of what you actually would rate the episode. And we can go ahead and get into it. Let me make sure everything is good on my. All right, it sounds like audio is great. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Kofi. Welcome in. Shout to y'all. First one's up in here. Hi, Adriana. Welcome in, boo. Okay, Mark. Unread, so I can get into that. Hi, Kay. How are you, honey? Y'all, I've been getting terrible sleep because my doggy is sick and prepping for a trip. So don't mind me if my energy is a little low. And also, I feel like my screen is kind of blurry. Drop y'all's ratings on a scale of 1 to 10. What you rating this episode? I'm about to adjust real quick because I feel like the camera's blurry. I'm going to refocus. Hold on. This is behind the scenes. I use my dress form where I would sit and focus my camera. Because the autofocus acts crazy. Alright, I'm trying to make sure it's super crisp. Hey, Aaliyah. Hey, Sean. Hey, Kimberly Felder, Kendra, Just Danielle, Supernova, Keisha, Tamara, Virgo Queen. How are y'all? Okay, yes, that's so much better. That's Chris. It was giving very low budget, poor quality before. It was giving weird. Okay. Kofi gives it a 9.5. I will not tolerate any Simone Hicks slander. I'm not playing. I'm serious talk. See, Kofi, what you're going to do is force me to come up with something negative to say because I don't listen to no man. And had you just rolled the wave and let me say what I got to say, then you wouldn't be met with any kind of confrontation. Now I gotta stand on business and find something else to say so that you don't think that my glowing review of Simone Hicks tonight was brought on by your threats. Cause we ain't afraid of no threats. It's like nah, but for real, I really don't have many notes, y'all. I am like literally coming into this live and I feel like I'm kind of somber because I'm coming into this live also very unfamiliar with this feeling of pride in one particular character and I'm like, I didn't even think that you were capable of this. I thought I had seen your peak, sir, and then you showed me a different peak in this episode, so my flabbers are gasset, so who can y'all guess? Can y'all guess which character do I take immense pride in after watching that episode while I go and look at y'all's ratings. Mel Cunningham gave it a 9. Keisha gave it a 7.5. Adriana gave it a 9. Kendra says a 9 because of Thea. What I will say is thank God they had Thea come back just as alumnus. Okay? She came back and she went to homecoming festivities and not specifically to jump to Simone's aid, which I will take it. I will take it because I love to see me some Thea Mays, but I particularly love to see a Thea Mays that's not utterly obsessed and propping up a Simone Hicks. So yeah, I'll take it. Kimberly Felder gave it an 8. Supernova gave it a 7.5. Tamara gave it an 8.5. Kay gave it an 8. I wish we could have seen them having more fun together with this being the final homecoming week. Simone was having enough fun already. I think that they did. I think that this episode was properly paced. Great story beats. Like, this episode took me back to season 1, and I appreciated it. Virgo Queen gave it an 8. Jess Danielle says I liked it a lot. I hate that this is the last season, 8 or 9-ish. Like, if they're going to give more of this episode for the rest of the season, then I will be like concerned. Then I would be like, okay, maybe we should have rallied the troops and tried to save the show or get it to go somewhere else. All of the other episodes wasn't given that this needed to continue, so I'm a little bit confused and waiting to see more before I get on that train of like, okay, now I'm about to pick back up my pitchfork, ready to go up to Warner Brothers again, because this is what we want to see, but this is not what we have been getting. Hey, Aaron Boo. Aaron gave it an 8. Oh, Kenny gave it a 5. Why'd you give it a 5, Kenny? Sean gave it an 8 or 8.5. Why did they bring Thea back just for her to act like her and Simone are the best of friends? I was expecting way worse, so I will take what they gave us. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was expecting it to be way worse. Oh, that ain't directed at you, E. This is in general for the public. Well, you know, I'm the one who be having all the slander for Simone now. I be holding her feet to the fire. Keisha said JR. Kay says Jesse Raymond Jr. Leah says JR. Okay, so y'all all clocked it. I didn't know he was capable. I didn't know he had it in him. I said, well, damn, JR, you a leader. Go ahead and lead with finesse, with grace, with strength, with that ain't my business to tell. I'm going to go ahead and walk off. Oh, I look good. Great job. With you not going to destroy Keisha's. Yeah. With I already have solidified relationships because I'm a charmer and I'm a really cool guy and niggas like me. So let me go ahead and smooth this over for you. Like, where the hell was all this in the first 2 seasons, JR? You was taking a lot of time getting warmed up, babe, but I'm glad you're here. Curly K also gave it a 5. Anybody who gave it a 5, let me know why. What wasn't working for you? Shari P says, hopefully it's not JR because he about to get trifling. Listen, I'm living in episode 5. I'm not that damn preview. That preview won't see me. I seen it and it won't see me again until next week because I'm not dealing this weekend. Maybe I gotta travel. I don't have time for the stress. I am living in the pride and the joy that episode 5 gave me. Episode 6 is a problem for another day. Hey, Cheryl D gave it a 7. Money Green Tay gave it an 8. Hey, Money Green Tay. Shari also gave it an 8. Y'all was all proud of JR too. That's how you knew? Yes, we need more episodes like this one. Yes. You like last week's episode as well? Last week's episode was all right. It was all right. It wasn't what this episode was. And it damn sure wasn't what episodes 1 through 3 were. But this episode right here, it takes the cake for this season for me so far. Cam, he and his feelings. Feel like he's just fine. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm not even talking about the preview for next week at all. So it's going to go to a certain extent as it pertains to that particular plot point, and where I'm gonna cut it off. I ain't gonna do no speculating in this live. Y'all gonna have to wait for my preview video because I do think I'm gonna do a preview video for it and my breakdown to get into all of that. I really want to enjoy the feelings that I have about this particular episode because they're about to drag us to the pits of hell with next week's episode. I ain't even gonna hold you. Just Danielle says the thing we don't know is the growth is the growth Simone and Thea made that skip year we need to find out. I don't even know if there was a ton of growth or they just left off right where we saw it, and then Thea went pro. So Thea wasn't even on campus to be able to further strengthen the relationship. I think until Thea rises to, and this part of speculation, until Thea rises to a level of a Coco or a Naomi, as she's like, you know, making her bones in the pro circuit and doing what she got to do, I could totally see her grasping to the people that she knew and tennis in a way that she knew that she was dominant. Because right now she didn't throw her ass back to the bottom of the heap, right? Like, you went from the college level where you're the best of the best to now the pro level where you're somewhere at the bottom or in the middle and you got to work your way up. So for me, how I'm rationalizing it is they were cool. They rushed Thea through any kind of process or resentment or feelings around Damon and Simone, and that happened. I don't look to see any flashbacks for it because I don't think that they actually thought about it. I think that they just said it's okay, so it's okay. And for even Thea coming back with, hey Antonio, welcome in, coming back for homecoming, that makes sense. And that's not something that's specifically tied to Simone, but it's tied to her school and again comfort in a place that she had known. Like, yes, she left early, but she had been there, you know, for a while, at least 2 years at the point that we met her. So yeah, I don't think that there was a ton of growth. I think that on Thea's end, there's something to be said about the devil, you know, the people that you know, and not to say that Simone is the devil, but in throwing yourself into the pros with a sport like tennis, which is a solo sport, like you are your team, I could totally see her maintaining certain ties off the strength of having some kind of familiarity, not necessarily because they're best friends and they have grown to be best friends. Megan says, I haven't gotten to watch the episode yet, but from what I've heard, JR and Keisha can go to hell. They don't need to go to hell this episode. Maybe next episode, but they don't need to go to hell this episode. Kenny says a 5 for Keisha Shady's movements. But we got the answers for why Keisha was moving shady. Y'all don't understand why Keisha was moving shady? Kobe says, well, I like JR, but I'm afraid he about to make Cam crash out. Is he about to make Cam crash out, or is Keisha about to make Cam crash out? You do feel like JR is the best person for someone to talk to about how she was feeling. I agree. Now, Kimberly Felder says, I'm ready for the drama. Even though I don't like it, it seems like because of what they went through, JR and Keisha are naturally gravitating towards each other. The problem is they both already have great partners. I have thoughts. I have thoughts on that. All right. So I didn't see anybody who gave it a 5 tell me why they gave it a 5. So if you rated the episode a 6 or below, let me know what you didn't like about it. Where y'all want to start? And let me open up the Discord too, so that y'all can sound off. But just on an overview tip, I really enjoyed it, and I am grappling with the fact that like Simone has to get cancer to like calm the character down, to put her in a more introspective, grounded, strategic, and purposeful place. And I kind of hate that for her, but this felt a lot like the Simone that I fell in love with all the way back in All American. And it sucks that she's going through such a very difficult time with this breast cancer diagnosis. However, I enjoy her most when she is vulnerable, when she is honest, when she is up against something and doesn't feel immediately like the world will bend to her will. Because I don't feel like that's actually realistic. Or it could be for some. But I didn't feel like it was realistic for Simone. So in season 2 and then in the start of this season, and seeing her move with a certain level of arrogance, move with a certain level of just like, yeah, I don't really have to do, like, I'm doing enough. And it's like, girl, you're not doing nowhere near enough, but you're just trying to tell us it's enough. And I hate that for you. I didn't necessarily enjoy it. And this is the first peek that we have back to a Simone with her back against the wall, but still hopeful. And again, just vulnerable and honest. I felt like this episode just had a lot to say. And so many of the All American episodes, whether it's the spinoff or the original in recent years, have been a bunch of nothing for 42 minutes. Like a bunch of just doing things to do it, saying things to say it, and not really speaking to anything. I feel like Simone's story is the most powerful that it has ever been right now, and what she's going through and how she's handling it. I thought her choice, which is interesting because when you first see her at the opening of the episode and she's like, you know, kind of in a trance while KK is doing a little preview and she's going in and out of the appointment, and then Keisha comes up and she starts to talk to Keisha. She was originally going to tell Keisha what happened or what was going on, because she asked, could we go somewhere and talk? So I love the growth there. And like, her initial thought wasn't to keep it to herself and to like just eat it and like, oh, I'm gonna figure it out. Her initial thought was to share it with her loved ones, but then when Thea popped up, then it repositioned things, because it's like, okay, it's not just about me, and it just added a certain level of layers of like, there's a lot of thought that's going into this, and it's not just about her feelings. And it sucks to me that you get what could be the most difficult diagnosis that you ever experience health-wise, right? And that immediately puts you into a place of selflessness, but you could very well be selfish and it would make sense. But we get to watch you be selfish and senseless when you don't have this prognosis, when you don't have all of this other stuff going on. I'm like, damn, why did it take? Anyway, that's where my head is in reference to Simone at the top of this. And I noticed that in rewatching, like, she was going to actually tell Keisha, but when Thea popped up, it's more about like, oh, well, she's back and she wants to have a good time. And like, this could be my one last hurrah at what I knew. And that just makes so much sense to me. And then also, I think that there's something to be said about, specifically with health stuff, right? Until you name it, until you speak it out to somebody else, you can kind of hover in the space of like, is this really happening? Is this really real? It's not really real. But the moment that you tell a friend, a family member, whoever, and you get to register that look on their face, it actually hitting them, that's when you make it so real. So I feel like there was so many layers of like her decision to not say anything and how she chose to move throughout the episode. And I understood all of them. Like, I understood all of the doors that were available to her, and I understood why she chose to walk through the ones that she did. And every bit of it to me made her likable again, because you just could understand and you could feel for her. Even the early on and watching her with watching her with Lando was interesting, because y'all know I only rooted for her and Lando because I didn't want her to get with Damon, but that ship has sailed. So I definitely wanted Lando to stand on business, but clearly that ship has sailed. And once you get the diagnosis of something that could be potentially lethal, you start to think about a lot of things. So if you really wanted to give Lando a chance and you really loved and enjoyed what you and Lando had, now is as good a time as any to really double down on doubling back. Not that I want her to use the damn breast cancer to get her man back, but I need her to say something. And watching that, like, and knowing that's the feeling and knowing that's the sentiment, even watching Lando make a shift. Like, we're watching Lando open up and soften and let down his walls, which is really cool to see. And it's almost like it was a quick second of like a hug from the back before she carted his ass over to her brother, which is a whole other thing. But in that small moment, it's like, yo, this is what you would do with Simone, and you're choosing to do all of these things with this other girl because you can't have Simone. It's diabolical, but I also see the growth. And also you working with the hand you dealt. So like, all right, Lando, do your thing, I guess. 21, do your thing. Keisha, she kind of pissed me off when she went off on Simone. But, and this is what I tell y'all, when people are like accountable and own their shit, like I don't have no more smoke for you. Like, I don't understand how so many of the like Spolivia and Olivia Baker super stans do not get this about me by now, that they hate me so much. watching Keisha not only spaz on Simone, but then apologize to Simone before Simone can actually tell her what was going on, that to me is growth. That to me is accountability. So the moment that she decided to apologize to Simone before she could even get anything out, I said, okay, good. Like, I don't have nothing I can say to you now. Like, you checked your own bullshit. Like, you realize, like, the ideal is for you never to go to that place and like not be that little raging that you like to be every now and again. But the fact that you caught it before somebody had to check you on it, and all she had to do was just be present in front of you in this moment after a little bit of time, that to me is growth. So I don't even have no smoke for Keisha. Like, I ain't got no smoke for nobody, honestly. And I'm proud of JR. He masterfully moved about the episode, putting out fires, being his charming self. This is the JR that I want to see consistently. This is the JR that I was speaking about when I said, like, he was making certain decisions with, like, lack of confidence, and, like, he gave that desperate energy in pursuing baseball. This is the space that he needs to operate from when trying to do anything. And it's so interesting how he has so much faith and focus when it becomes about other people. But when it's his thing, it just feels like desperation. And I'm like, I'm going to need you to translate that over to what you got going on. I'm going to need you to transfer the wisdom. I'm going to need you to transfer the patience. I'm going to need you to transfer the confidence. Because baseball got you out here like a $2 crack hoe. But every other problem, you seem to be able to navigate it beautifully. I do have an issue with the episode, and that's not seeing Gabby, because it doesn't make sense to me that Gabby wouldn't be around for homecoming, especially with the acapella A's, whatever that little singing group is called. I think that's it. The rest is gonna come up when y'all start talking about it, because I know that y'all got some thoughts about Cam. Let me open up the Discord. Bless Cam's heart. Cam is amazing. Cam deserves all of the things, and even if he winds up getting his heart broken, I hope that he does not regret anything. I hope he doesn't regret this relationship. I hope he doesn't regret, like, being open and being vulnerable and being communicative, because this journey that he has gone on and this change that he has made is really beautiful. And regardless of if Keisha will be able to fully register it and, you know, fully appreciate the man that he is, he should be able to just appreciate the man that he is, because he's really, 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 really dope. All right. Discord is open. I'm looking for my little button. I'm gonna press this and see what it says. What did I just put in the chat? Nothing. That ain't work. What is this? Where are all my buttons? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. That is why. Okay. Let me go to profile 3. Bam. There we go. Hold up. It deleted my message out of here. What the heck? Crenshaw Cam came not Crenshaw Cam came back. Y'all are too much. I can't. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the link for Discord. thing is not saving. All right, y'all. The Discord is open. If you want to join, where y'all want to start? Those are my overview, my thoughts, unencumbered by any pushback. I really want to know what some of the things that people didn't like about the episode. Kenny says Keisha, a 5 for Keisha shady movements. Oh, I already read that. It was good to see Thea on the tennis court. It was so good to see Thea on the tennis court. Oh my goodness, it was so good to see Thea on a tennis court. And I'm like, Camille actually plays tennis outside of that. She has to. She has to. She looks so different than everybody else on the court, including Simone. And no shade to Jeffrey, because I'm sure that she probably put a little work in and tried to practice tennis. But Thea looks like a tennis player when she's on the court. Like, for real. And it is so fun to watch. Don't forget about Lando, his girlfriend, looking mad when he was hugging Simone. You don't want her to be another Thea. She don't have the capability to be another Thea. She couldn't be another Thea if she tried, specifically because she's Simone's Neo. So she can have all the smoke that she want to have for Simone, but Simone still has one up on her, being her big sister, specifically like ahead of her line. Hey Dominic, welcome in, boo. They got dude from Divorce in the Black. Yes, they did. Child, I saw him. I said, what are you doing here? Ariana, what are you doing here? But y'all know Tootie was also in Divorce in the Black. Opposite Shannon's old fine ass. All his ass to the plot to ship sail. Shout out to your boy JR. Yeah, JR did his thing. I look forward to seeing more of this JR. That makes sense. She played tennis when she was younger. You could tell. It looks like it. That's probably how she got the role. All right. Hey, Kofi.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. What's your thoughts on the episode?
Okay, so before I get started, I need to give props to the acting. I gotta give Jeffrey Maya, Martin Bob Semple, and Sylvester Powell, just everybody their flowers, because the way they acted in this episode, top tier. Like, this is probably some of the best acting I've seen in the, not saying they don't do a good job on the regular, but this particular episode, they they really played into it. So I felt like I needed to, give them their flowers and appreciation for that, because that scene between JR and Simone when they were talking, I'm like, oh damn, this is getting really, really deep, and I felt it. Like, you felt it. So I thought I had to say that before I give my thoughts. So um yeah, man, and Simone about to go through it, and I hate it. 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 I hate it so much. It's not fair. I don't know why they're making this 21-year-old young woman have to deal with this. It's it's
I mean,
it's
I
something.
think that's
It's
something
something.
that y'all need to release. I think that anybody of any age, there are kids that are born with cancer. So I
Yeah.
think it's less about why they're making this 21-year-old go through it. They're doing it because they need to get back to having some type of something grounded in reality. And this is the reality of the matter. Like, there are plenty of 21-year-olds who are diagnosed with breast cancer. There are plenty of
Yeah.
10-year-olds who get diagnosed with breast cancer, especially in America, with the agriculture system set up the way that it is, with all of our pollution, with all of the PFAS, like with all of the stuff. Like cancer is not this like rare thing that like springs up only in the outskirts of our towns and city. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a very real thing. So no shade to you in this perspective, but I personally don't want the conversation to be here, because to me that's a mute point. In saying it, you're ignoring all of the people who are actually experiencing this and who this is their norm.
I hear you. It's just, I don't know.
And
But
I much
this is
rather a
going to be
real
a show.
story around a sickness, around something with wellness, than to continue to watch her bounce back and forth between men for no reason. To like no. It's not comfortable. It's not something that you will hope for your loved one, for anyone, but it's real. I'm sorry, Keish.
Uh, uh, it's a fair point. I'm not trying to say I don't want to see this storyline. It's just, you know, it could have been something else that they could have done, but I understand why they're doing this.
Like what?
You know, I don't
Like
know.
what?
Maybe,
And that's the thing, you don't
maybe.
know. So like if you don't have a actual viable solution, then you can't actually say that this is actually a problem.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, they could have delved deep into the tennis consequences. You know what I mean? But hey, if we're gonna get some dope storytelling, I'm not opposed to that either. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know. But yeah, man, this was solid. Like I can't hate. It was really good, and I'm interested to see where this story goes.
That's it.
No, not nothing's coming up right now. I have to gather my thoughts together. So
I
give me.
think that I
I'll
think
come
that
back.
for men, I think also right now it's coming up for me. I think that for men, this is very startling for y'all, but I don't know about y'all. I from a very young age was taught like in our, yearly exams of like checking your breast and all of that. So for me, this feels like a necessary conversation to be had that's not had enough. And Kimberly, you say you're glad that they're writing about real life situation. I appreciate that too. So it's more along that line. I think that maybe y'all just don't get how important this is, how real it is, how the scares of it, like, in doing your own self checks and feeling something and then having to go to the doctors and having to have it biopsy, like that is a very real thing for a lot of women on a very regular basis. So to discount and like want something else to be seen is just kind of annoying, because it's like, why? But I'm assuming because you don't understand that particular part of it.
And it's a fair point. I agree. Maybe I have a blind spot to this because this is something I've never dealt with in real life. I mean,
Even
I've
though
had
men
friends
should
that
be
dealt.
checking too, because men can get breast cancer as well.
Yeah. Although I did have I had a best friend that did. He didn't have breast cancer, but he got the cancer that's mostly associated with young men between my age and a little bit younger. And that's testicular cancer. Like I
Mm.
had a homeboy that had to deal with that. Now he's cancer free, thank God, but I had to be a support for him in that time. So I understand why this storyline is resonating with people. Like I understand, I get it. So I don't
And
know.
it gives something
It's
for the other characters to bounce off of. Like when you jump to the end of the episode, and like you noted, Lando was heartbroken, and we also find out that he has experienced this before with other women in his life. So he is startled to a place of like probably knowing what it's like to sit with somebody in chemo and like to really support. And then the other people are like, you know, from their perspective taking it in, and it gives all of the, in addition to giving Simone something real to deal with, it gives all the other characters something else to add layers to whatever their story is going to be, because they're so specifically and emotionally tied to Simone and what does support look like in this moment for this particular person. So not only is this a really great story choice for the character of Simone, but for the entire universe. And then the audience gets to enjoy her journey, but then the journey of what it looks like to be support, to be help. How does it look like to not support and like to fuck up versus to show up expertly? And I think that we're going to see a myriad of those things.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be definitely some dope storytelling, and like I said, I just appreciate everybody rallying around there. Like JR's words really, no, I felt them, and I appreciated that he was cued in. Like, whoa, 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 you're gonna be okay, and
Yeah.
it made sense for him because, well, he's dealt with this. Now it's not cancer, but but his sickness, he nearly died. So I'm like, you know what? He can relate, and I appreciated that. So it was brilliant storytelling. If I
And even the setup
want to
to
be
that, like
honest,
the whole like, yeah, I'm not letting you walk past me because clearly you're not good. Like for me, I was so blown away in JR standing on business about every single thing, but he did it with such grace and such kindness and such care. I'm like, okay, this is
yeah,
interesting. Look at you,
yeah, man.
JR.
Yeah, see, if you were like this all the time, nobody would have nothing to say.
If
So
only he could
it
be
was,
like this all the time. Maybe he will moving
but
forward now that he got his little baseball dream and his support from his girlfriend and coach and yada yada. Damon seemed like he good. Maybe this is the sweet spot that he needed to be in, and he need to hover here, I suppose.
yeah, I agree. And it seemed like this was the only storyline that I think it went. I mean, aside from the KEK stuff, which was the B plot, like this whole Simone, whether she tells the group or not story, this seemed like the main thing that was, you know, what everybody was paying attention to. So it was,
Hmm.
I can't front. It was a great episode, and
I mean, but they don't
I
find
got
out
no,
about it until the very end.
yeah,
So
which
I
is
think
true.
how
Like,
she's dealing with it is the main thing. And like
yeah,
them slowing down and watching or allowing us to watch Simone process, for her to try to maintain normalcy, for her to try to push herself, but then also realize that she can't, to like hear some of the internal thoughts that she has and what she's grappling with. That to me was the primary story. And then everybody else kind of fell in after that. I think next up would be Keisha and like what the hell it is that she's hiding and like her perspective. And it's interesting because Keisha did a lot of the same things that like made her insufferable in moments before. But I guess because she was able to actually see herself fully and like come back from it quicker than what she had been coming back from it before, or having to be like checked about it before, I'm not necessarily mad about it. The thing I do struggle with Keisha though is what is it in reference to internally for her that makes her need to be the center of attention, to be the one that's highlighted, to be noted. Like she just put so much on this damn fashion show as if it was the end of the damn world, and I could not understand why.
yeah, she was throwing me off a little bit with all that too. And then her conversation with Cam saying like Cam be low key judging her, which threw me through a loop. Like, what? All this man has been is a support. Like, damn, what you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't make no sense, honestly.
But you know,
But
women who have never been in healthy relationships typically do struggle to see things like that for what they actually are versus making them to be something else. Like they don't have the healthy reference points. So when they experience something, they can only relate it back sometimes to the thing that they have known, which is how
yeah,
she's like forcing a lot of his behaviors and speech into boxes that actually don't align with it, because it might have been all that she experienced in her past. I don't even know if Keisha actually had real boyfriends before. Like they spoke about it when she was trying to make him jealous with Spencer back when we first met her, but she very much so gave I'm the girl who hooks up with everybody and I don't actually have nothing real, which will make this even makes it make sense to me even more of like, girl, you actually have no idea what you're doing. You're out of your depths in these healthy ass
yeah.
waters and you finna drown.
hmm Yeah, I
Hey,
agree.
Shy, welcome in, boo.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yes,
What's
Dominic,
up,
men
Shy?
can get breast cancer. I didn't know that you didn't know that. So now all the men who didn't know that, y'all can actually experience that. Yes, purple rain frame of reference. You want to add something, Shy?
Yes, I just wanted to add that I really love the small dynamics that they explored in this episode, like the small interpersonal relationships. Um, I love seeing Cam and Simone trying to find where Keisha is. And we learned that, oh, all the girls share their locations with each other in
Mm-hmm.
case, something happens. And that's very real that a
Yep.
lot of girls with close friends actually do, especially if you're going on vacation or something,
Yep.
sharing your locations with your loved ones so that they can find you. And
A
then
hundred percent.
seeing seeing Mew Mew.
Child. They tried it with that. My girl, they let you do that. They let you come down here and put that down as your damn name. But okay, girl.
Oh,
You got it.
it was it
Giving
was so
ATL,
cringy.
It was
just giving
so
ATL,
cringy. Like,
giving
girl.
ATL Stomp really hard. Like, why are you dressed like you about to do it for Lil Saint? What's going on?
It was
Shout out
so
to you,
Literally.
yes, sir.
cringy.
Shout out to you,
But
yes, sir.
I think it was hilarious just watching Cam be like, yeah, Mew Mew. Because at
He
first I
is
was so
so
confused.
supportive. It takes Cam zero time to get on board. Like, all you have to do is to
Yes.
clue him in, and he's on board. So that's also why, like, when you're like, they're really edging us when it comes to the whole Cam and Keisha thing, because Cam don't give this girl no actual reason to be fucking up this bad, and she just
No reason.
is spiraling. He gives her no reason. And I'm not trying to say the nigga perfect, but if there was a nigga that was perfect in relationship, it's giving Cam in this moment. I haven't seen him miss a beat yet when it comes to this relationship. And yet and
Not
still.
one.
And it
And
doesn't
he
help
gave her
that.
room to express herself. He said to her last week, like, hey, I don't want to not be a safe space for you. Like I want you to be open and honest. Like I want you to know that you can trust me. So for him to say that last week and then come into this episode where the first half, like she's lying, he still doesn't know where she is, and then once he finds her, he gives her that support. But to find out like everything she said to him in the previous conversation about like wanting a space for herself where she wouldn't be judged and whatever, and seeing JR was there. I mean, I like how do you not see your faults there?
Shy.
Yeah,
So I
It's
just
the
yeah.
feel so
him it's the him going to go watch every one of the performances now that he know that they are there. Like, even that
yeah.
to me
Well,
was with the best intentions and like excitement, and then he finds JR as posted up in the background, cheesing like a Cheshire cat, looking fine as he want to look, if I do say so myself.
it
This is
was nasty work.
diabolical. This is
It was
diabolical,
nasty.
Keisha.
Like, I'm not. See, what I tell you, my jaw was on the floor when Cam peeped the last slide. And he saw JR in the cut. I was like, "Oh, ooh, 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 this about to be some. You know what?" I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah." Mm-mm-mm.
Christy says the only new I recognize is from ATL the movie. Hey Antonio, hey Kenny, welcome in, y'all.
Hi, good night. Uh, guys, what you talking about here? That's where I gave the episode a five. The moment that Cam
But the setup, you don't think
was
even the setup for
there.
all of that is great? I think
I'm
us
sorry,
like getting to the point of like, okay, we know what's coming and it's going to be hurtful. That's one thing. You could rate it one thing for that, but like how they handled it and like how the information was revealed to us and all of that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll agree. The setup, it was on point. It really was.
Hey,
But I was
Mercedes.
like, why are you doing this to my boy Cam? Like, really? Like, why? Like, no, like just seeing the excitement on his face, like just the genuine like love and support when he was looking at those videos, and then for JR to be back there, I was like, really, Keisha? Come on. Like, nah. Like I was fully connected. Like I could understand where Keisha was coming from because sometimes you just want to try something new without having other people's opinions in your mind.
Yeah.
And I totally could like relate to that. So like I was really like, wow, this episode is winning for me. But then for her to explain that and Cam give his understanding. And for him to go and then see that Jia was there, so it's kind of like, okay, you could hide this, and you say one for yourself, but it's okay for Jia to be there, like that's where they lost me. But I mean, setup is good for where they're going, but they lost me because, like, my boy Cam does not deserve this. Okay, I'm sorry.
He doesn't. But in like all the flowers that we give into Cam, right? I do think that he's a character who can handle it.
I mean, true. Because I feel like he's grown a lot, and he operates with a high level of emotional intelligence, in my opinion.
I don't even know where the hell it came from, if I'm gonna be quite honest. I'm glad it's here, but I don't know where it came from.
The Compton might come out for 5 seconds, I hope. I hope he reminds them real quick where he's from. And then
that was hilarious. Do you not think it's interesting though? Because I feel like I'm seeing this weird parallel that the show is given. It's like JR was like so good this episode, and I'm like, why do you not like why do you not transfer this into your life, into your relationship? Like, why do you not give this energy? And I feel like Keisha has those kind of moments as well, but she doesn't apply her advice to herself. Like, and it's annoying because it's like, what's the point of doing that? I just feel like they're really given that parallel because, Gabby is a very good partner and so is Cam. But then you have Jia and Keisha, they just like keep secrets. They're not open to communication. And so I'm like, wow, that's just like an interesting parallel. Like in terms of story, I think it's an interesting parallel with the two relationships. I mean, we know where it's going, and it's not good. But I just think that's something that is kind of intriguing, the way that they set it.
As we're talking about parallels, I think it's interesting to see how the relationship with JR and Simone completely platonic, and you can see that he was tuned in. He was going to make sure that he showed up for her 100%. He knew that she wasn't ready to share her secret, and he didn't say anything, but like you can see like their love is strictly platonic. And you see the reverse of him having that same attitude towards Keisha, but it's kind of borderlining something more, so I think it's interesting to see that dynamic and that line crossing.
I can't help but notice the romantic undertones, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay, so I got a question for y'all though about that. Who do we think likes the other more? Because in this episode, like before, I felt like JR was like really, really into Keisha secretly, but this one, I did not feel like he was like, oh, Keisha, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like Keisha had the doe eyes like crazy this episode. Like, she just was looking at that man like he was Batman, like Christian Bale's Batman. Like, oh my God. So who do y'all think likes the other more?
I'm thinking it's Keisha, because I looked at the last scene they had, and you could just tell something was off. Like, something shifted. Like I didn't want to believe it myself. I just thought, he made up with Gabby. I don't think they're gonna go here. It's like maybe I was tripping, but the way she was looking at this man, I'm like, hmm. And then when Cam peeped it, that's when I knew. And then the smile she had on her face when she got caught in 4K, then I'm like, yep, I'm peeping game. I'm peeping game. uh, uh,
What y'all think?
am I tripping?
Shy, Kenny, who y'all think likes who more?
Honestly, I feel like at first I thought it was JR. Like every time he's like, Gabby's not supportive, Gabby's not, like I was like, oh, okay, maybe he just really secretly like Keisha and he's creating problems that aren't there. Because it was given those vibes. But after that episode, I don't know. Seeing that he's been coming to, Keisha's secret dance break, new, whatever. I starting to think that maybe it is Keisha who likes Jia more because I mean honestly I feel like she doesn't come through a little more hell in my like Tom isn't doing anything and she just getting mad. I don't know. I really think it's Keisha. That look. I have to agree with Kofi. That look in that video was nah.
She was smiling away. Like,
Smiling. Like I was like, oh.
Shy, what do you think?
Since day one, I always thought that Keisha. I thought that Keisha confessed. To be honest, confessed to JR, and he was just like, "Nah, I don't feel like that," and they decided to keep it a friendship because some of the advice that she's been giving him, like even about Gabby, like it just has that undertone of like, like I hope it doesn't work out for you. But that could just be me.
No,
but I think she's always been giving that vibe, like, oh, I'm in love with my best friend, but he has a girlfriend type vibe.
That's a good point. I see where you're coming from with that.
Like, she knows that if she should cross that line, how bad it would look. That's the vibe I'm getting from her.
True. Because, I mean, she gives the same advice about Gabby as always. Gabby loves you. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, it is given underlying, or let me pretend to be supportive about your relationship, but I really want you kind of vibes. So I get what you're saying.
Okay, so it's getting very intriguing for me, and I really wasn't hoping for this, or not necessarily hoping for this, but I was like turned off by where they're going, but the way the road that they taking is making this very interesting. Because for me, if I'm thinking back on the advice that she gave and the stuff the moments that she does mention Gabby, I didn't feel like she was disingenuous in saying the things in the moment. But also now with this episode, I could totally see her talking like she's talking about herself. Like, Cam loves you. Like, almost like she's trying to convince herself while giving JR this advice, which would back up the whole, like, I'm in love with my best friend, but he's with someone type of thing. For JR, for me, I felt like so much of, like, what felt like this romantic energy that he was kicking Keisha's way was grounded in Gabby's not being who I want her to be right now. And I don't feel that that's the same thing happening on Keisha's side. They have a very mirrored situation, but I don't think that Keisha's falling in love with JR because Cam not being who she wants. I think that Cam might be...
Yeah.
I think that Cam might be, unfortunately, the first entry into healthy relationships or relationships. And now she's seeing something else that's piquing her interest. And Keisha gives me the type of girl that gets distracted and bored and like can't settle, and not settle in like a bad way, but just can't even out. So that will push me to like, it's mostly on Keisha's end, but a lot of people in the chat are saying it's JR. But that's just my thoughts. Based off of what y'all saying, that's what came up for me. Like, I feel like they're gonna lean towards it being Keisha. And JR is like, I think that JR is really locked in with Gabby. He was just frustrated about the baseball bullshit. And now that Gabby is on board with the baseball, this nigga is cool as a cucumber, like the other side of the pillow. Like, he's moving around the campus like he goddamn Shaft. Like, I was watching him like, wait, am I attracted to JR? What the fuck is happening? He was on it this episode. And you can't tell me it's not because, like, your woman believe in you for real, like, you fully understand that your woman got your back now. Because before you had her effed up. It wasn't that she ain't had your back, you had her effed up. And Keisha is watching this confident ass, swagged out ass JR and just falling deeper and deeper. And I'm just like, bruh. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on that. Yeah. Antonio, did you have something to say?
I don't know how to feel.
About?
Like, because the whole JR, Keisha, Cam, Gabby situation, because, like, they haven't, like, really done anything wrong for real. But it just feels wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, because they're all friends and they all kind of confide in each other. And it's not like JR has been less of a friend to Cam or Cam's been less of a friend to JR. They still seem pretty cool since the season started. In fact, they seem closer than they were in the previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why they gotta do this to my man Cam? The look on his face when he came down the stairs, because I feel like he didn't get that upset when he saw JR at the little dance off or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when he came down the stairs and seeing them together again, I think that's really when he really got upset.
Yeah, he peaking the energy.
And see, I thought he got upset watching that damn video because I know I would have been hot. You told me you was down here, bankhead bouncing by yourself, ho. Why am I looking at JR?
No, I'm
and I think it's just great. It just shows that, like, she really is losing something in Cam, that, like, this is something that you said, okay, like, I wanted something for myself that nobody knew, and I could just be me and be myself. But JR is there. So are you saying that JR makes you feel more of yourself than me?
Yeah.
And then when you get into that, it's like, Keisha girl, you literally have a partner where all you have to do is be honest. This is all building in the way that it is because you just won't be honest. You said nobody. You could have said JR knew. And I think that he would have been able to eat that in that moment because you gave JR your bone marrow and y'all are bonded and da-da-da-da. Like, you told him nobody. Girl.
And then when Cam is like with all of their friends, when Simone tells them, and he's like, guys, let's not keep any more secrets. You, like, sweating in the corner. I was like, what is going on with Keisha? Why you
I guess that's why she chose the name Nunu, huh?
New her, new man, new school.
Because both of them keep secrets.
I can't.
Crazy.
I don't think that JR was actually aware of, like, Keisha this episode in a way outside of being a friend. Like, from what I saw and how she was looking at this man, I don't think that he saw how she was looking at him or felt it. I don't think that he has picked up yet on this.
Because he's been pretty consistent moving. He's been moving the same way with her since the show started.
True.
Are they gonna pull a plot twist that he been liking her since the very first season?
And ruin it
didn't do anything
and
out
ruin
of
it.
Please don't. Please don't.
And ruin the whole
business.
damn thing for us, Lord. I hope not. We just getting back to a very sweet spot with just like such great story. Because like y'all was saying, like Micah reinforced it. That's the thing, that they're not really doing anything, but it feels like something at the same time. This is where we need to stay. This is it.
Yeah.
I don't even feel vortexy from this, and they're all in the same group, but this doesn't feel vortexy. This feels very natural. This feels, yeah, that's all I got. It feels more natural. It doesn't feel forced.
And didn't
it does.
Keisha call Simone out last season too about
Yes.
Damon?
Yes.
When she was doing a similar thing when he was with Thea?
Mm-hmm.
So-
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Jia
don't
and
know.
Keisha only have things to say. Yeah, Jia and Keisha only have things to say when it's about other people. When it's themselves, apparently all that good advice goes out the door. That's what I'm noticing.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at JR from this point on moving forward, because he moved with a whole different energy this episode. And I'm like, maybe this Negro has learned something. I don't know. Maybe he's ready. He didn't have to he had to stand up against Coach Marcus and then tell his son, oh, it's not like that. Like, oh, it's just. And then Gabby, so like maybe he from last episode to this one, he like, all right, let me gather it. Keisha, she's still out there. She's wayward as fuck. But I'm feeling a little bit more confident to stand behind JR in this moment.
I want to see if she clock it. Like, I want to hear from Gabby. We need more scenes with her because I want to know if she.
Yeah. Well, it seems like we're gonna get. It seems like we're gonna get some scenes with Jaya and Gabby and Keisha and Cam in episode 7. I mean, that description alone is a lot. But yeah, I think they put out some promo pictures and it's like the 4 of them hanging out. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get
on a double date. I do have Cam not saying a goddamn thing to JR. And I got Gabby saying something to everybody. Like, if Gabby clocks it, I got her calling everybody out, and I got Cam, like, eating it for whatever reason. Not for whatever reason. Because Cam got so level-headed all of a sudden.
He always been level-headed.
No, he has not. No, he has not. You know damn well when he brought his beady-headed ass into Miss Grace's home, not a friend of Spencer, up in Miss Grace's house, acting a monkey-ass fool with his beady-headed ass. You know damn well him and Dane and Chris were never level-headed niggas. Ever.
They were level-headed.
His best friend was Dame, for God's sakes. You mean to tell me that he was level-headed?
They just ain't know how the hood work. He was playing hood politics.
What was he doing when he was befriending Dame? Oh, okay.
Ride for the set.
I don't want to hear that shit. Dame is a clown. Cam has not always been level-headed. You have always liked him, which is perfectly fine. But he has not always been level-headed. He came to Brinkston, started breathing new air, got to drop 6 of the jobs that he picked up because he got a scholarship, and now, you know, he in his prime, and we love this for him. But he has not always been level-headed.
He was on the prime on the field with Spencer James and cooking them, in my opinion.
He could cook Spencer James all the hell he like on the field, but he was not a well-to-do Negro back then. He was simple and erratic and petty as hell.
He was hating.
He did what he had to do to survive.
He was a certified hater.
Yeah,
he did
what he got to do to survive. Nobody told you to bring your beady-headed ass up to Beverly Hills at Spencer's job to stand there and say, I'll shit on you any day of the week. What does that have to do with you surviving? Nothing. Beady-head boy behavior. That's what that was.
It got him to where he needed to be.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Antonio.
President of Camp, okay? He has to stand 10 toes down for his boy, okay?
Oh my God.
But on the real, I'm gonna be interested to see how Cam's gonna move in the next few episodes, given this new information he found out about Keisha. Like, how is he gonna play it?
Quietly.
Yeah, he an observer. I think he wants like solid evidence that there's something more going on.
I think
Just because of
he gonna
how
start following
close.
Keisha. He gonna start doing all of the things, and I hate it for
You
you,
think
sir.
so? You think he gonna be? You think he gonna be stalking her?
I mean, it's his girlfriend, so I don't think that technically would count as stalking, but I think he's going to be paying a lot closer attention.
Yeah.
He's gonna be
He
very
might use.
strategic. I'm gonna walk you to class. You got dance practice. I'm gonna pick you up from there. Like I could totally see that being Cam. Like Cam is on her
He
ass like
use.
white on rice.
He should
Yeah.
use Simone's tracking app.
I can't imagine JR doing Cam dirty like that. Like, they supposed to be brothers, man. Like,
Are
that's your
they?
brother. Yeah, that's your
Are they
Yeah,
brothers?
technically they are brothers. JR is, whether he's not in KK or not, he is still Cam's pro fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like, to
We
be
still
dirty
see.
macking
I
and
mean,
like pushing up on his
All
girl, like
is
that's
all is fair in love and war, you
He is
know?
not
we've seen
pushing up on
siblings, quote unquote
Keisha.
siblings, do it before.
He is not
No.
pushing up on Keisha's ass. If
We saw two
anything,
sisters doing it all American.
oh Lord.
You know what?
Oh.
If
Oh.
anything, JR decided to have that sauce, and now Keisha wants sip.
But then again, I know, Erica, you said you weren't talking about next week, but this promo is sending me like, I don't even know what to think, bro. Like,
I'm
for
not
real.
rewatching it. I cannot handle
It's
it right
it's
now.
it's,
So
it's feeling like, excuse
If I
me,
saw
like
it.
I'm about to quote some Usher here. Like, these are my confessions. Like, he's about to confess some stuff. Like, I'm sorry. Like, his facial expression, everything was given. There's some
Yeah.
things I need to get
It
off
could
my
be a
chest.
hoodwink. It could
Dang,
be
I gotta
that,
watch it.
you know?
I don't
Maybe
know.
Keisha confessed and he's just like, nah, Gabby the one.
Maybe.
But how are they gonna
if
like
she
just
confesses
go
next
about?
week, I would be kind of pissed because I need her thinking about it. Like, I need to know that she not just gonna jump out the window and risk it all and crash
True.
out. Like, because if she does that, that feels like she never really respected Cam in their relationship. I need at least an episode
Yeah.
in between for her before she gets to goddamn confessing anything. Think
I mean,
about your
but some
relationship
of her
with Cam.
actions, it would seem like she didn't. If she always lying, she been lying the whole relationship.
True.
It's
But
true.
that doesn't mean that she don't respect Cam. That
I mean,
just
I don't
means
lie
that
to
she don't believe in
people that I
herself. Keisha
respect.
is insecure
Yeah.
as fuck. So in addition to not telling Cam, she also did not tell Simone. She did not tell Nate. She ain't tell a bunch of people because she
But
thinks that
still,
she's
just-
whack as hell.
That two, she has so many, like, she has girlfriends. So, like, why is JR the one that makes you feel oh so safe that you letting him into
Yeah.
your innermost heart?
Yeah,
y'all,
that's-
Keisha's
yeah.
been boy identified. Like, she's a male identified woman, unfortunately. That has always
Oh
been a
my
thing
God.
for her. I don't know if y'all clocked it when we first met her, but she has been boy crazy, male identified from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
When is it
Cam
about-
Cam had the line of the episode for me. He's like, I thought we were done with all the lies. And I was like, honestly, facts. I thought we were done with all the lies.
I need
But
to
we're-
dive deep into her psyche. Like, what is it about JR being there that is making her so, like, is Cam not a supportive partner? Like, what is
Yes, he's a
going
supportive
on?
partner, but I think that Keisha has kind of been telling us this whole time, and it's still developing, so y'all bear with me because it's coming in my brain right now. I think Keisha keeps competing with Cam because Cam got his shit together, and he's a year younger than her, has come from way harsher things than her, and, like, she has an up-close look at somebody who's also in a creative space going after and, like, winning. Like, Cam has not stopped winning. And to be in relationship with that is one thing. She's already spoken to her competitive spirit and how she feels like she's been competing with Cam in this way. I also feel like there could be something to this being her first healthy relationship and her not actually feeling up to it and not feeling like she's on his same level. So you get to you get to sabotage and shit when you're in something, when you think that like you kind of get this imposter syndrome and you think that you're not supposed to be there and you start to do shit that's going to sabotage it, not fully understanding that's what you're doing in the moment. I think that JR reads a little bit safe for her in that JR doesn't push Keisha to be great the way that Cam kind of pushes Keisha to be great or to examine her thoughts or to be accountable for her bullshit. Like, JR feels kind of easy in all the things that we have been seeing because not only did you come in and save him, so you will forever be a hero in his eyes, medically, but also everything that he says to you is like the right thing, the supportive thing, because he just agrees with everything that you say.
Oh.
True.
Keisha, you need to take your own advice about. Remember what you told Simone in season 1 when she got too close to Damon? Emotional cheating is a thing now. Maybe you need to take your own advice. I'm not throwing shade,
I think
it's
it's
shade.
Before then. I think it's even not even worrying about having her worry about the emotional cheating part. I think that this is a Keisha need to love herself because she can leave Cam and get with JR and ruin all of the relationships in the process, only for 6 months later to be bored with JR because she has not gotten to a place where she's satisfied at her level of greatness or at her level of talent or her level of beauty or whatever.
This is true.
Yeah, true. But I'm also thinking about how she was rejected by all those schools as well. And she didn't say anything to anyone. So I'm kind of wondering if that kind of rejection or disappointment or things not going the way you think it was going to go. I mean, I could see how that could make someone spiral a little bit. So I don't know if maybe that might have something to do with it.
But then what explains her? Because a lot of this behavior she's done before.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. So I mean, obviously at the root, the bigger problem is she needs to love herself, but
I definitely think the rejections could be exasperating it. It could be giving her that negativity bias of like, see, though, even the world is telling me I ain't shit. But I don't think that's at the core of it. I think at the core of it, she's already an insecure girl. And I don't like to lean into women who are like promiscuous as they automatically get insecure because I don't think that is the case. But in her case, if we were to go back and like watch how male identified she presented, how like hopping from the dick she was, and like that to me feels like for her character, it's rooted in her insecurity as well. So all of this is built off of the house of Keisha don't actually believe herself to be the born woman that she claims that she is.
Yeah, and she was lying before those rejection letters started coming in because the episode before was when Cam questioned her, like, "Hey, like, where are you going? Like, I woke up and you weren't there. I tried calling you, you didn't answer." So even before she started getting those rejection letters, she's already been distancing herself from him and the relationship in some capacity. And I think the rejection letter is just like verifies what she was saying in her head, that he doesn't understand her. He doesn't like know her struggle because she was trying to explain to him that she wanted to do something risky for her auditions. And he was just like, like, is that really the best thing? So even him questioning her and like her, all of that, she's been thinking like, yo, is this the guy that I really, really want to be with if he doesn't believe in my vision?
I mean, I even want to explore the conversation around like One Shot Game and said maybe if she wasn't googly eyed over JR and locked into her craft, she'd be winning at Cam's rate. But Cam is just special. I think I want to hone in on like what about Keisha's life makes her not winning. Girl, you're a senior. You're about to graduate with 2 degrees actually because you added dance as like an additional thing back when you was like trying to like get your father to buy in and that whole storyline going on. Like you're about to graduate with the whole damn degree, if not 2, honey. You have been on this campus since you were a child. You know this campus front and back. You have very strong relationships. Maybe you don't actually go to grad school, whatever, but they're like, it's not over for you. And you've been crumping down at the damn local skating rink, getting all the goddamn praise. Like, I don't understand how Cam is winning so much ahead of her. Like, he's in a fraternity, he got an internship, and his fraternity is paying for him to be there. He's doing great as a student, and so are you. Like, I just do not understand this inflated idea of like, oh, my life is just completely terrible and everybody around me is winning 100%. Like, that doesn't register to me.
Yeah. Because, I mean, even with all the things that she might think is winning for other people, like, those things aren't permanent. Like, people could still stumble after. It's not like an end-all, be-all situation that one person just going to win all over and over in their life. Like, sometimes we have wins, sometimes we have losses.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
all of it's seasonal.
Yeah.
And even going back to, like, and I don't know if this is a writing critique or what for me, but you want this goddamn fashion show to be the best thing ever, and you need dances and da-da-da-da, but you weren't originally dancing in it? But you believe yourself to be the best dancer? You believe yourself to be deserving of X, Y, and Z? Why in the hell are you choreographing anything that your ass is not even actually performing in? Keisha, what the hell? But when I start to think about those things, it's like, girl, you can't possibly really think highly of yourself because you sent it Simone's ass as a last minute thing. You are the last minute. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit this bop, bop, bop and backflip. Like, what are we talking about here? Child.
Well, I am glad she did. She doubled back and apologized for set tripping, so that I can give her props for. You know? And yeah. I think a lot of this is also the rejection letters, like well, I don't know who mentioned it, but I think that's part of it too. You know? I don't know why she don't tell Cam this too. Like, that's your partner. You should be able to open up to him, if anything.
You don't tell nobody. I think only JR knows that.
You should know. Hold on, y'all, because Kofi got to learn this one way or another. Just because you somebody's partner does not mean that they have to tell you everything.
Okay.
Cam as her partner has earned full transparency and authenticity. He actually has actively worked to create a safe space for his partner that she is opting out of every chance that she damn gets. Every partner is not going to get full transparency, but Cam ass damn well have earned it.
And she agreed to it. And she said no more secrets.
When they said that, y'all, I said, how many times y'all gonna say this? Y'all say this every 6 months.
Well, somebody keeps breaking
it's really only applied to one person.
Somebody keeps breaking the deal.
I don't know why we both gotta say it when there's only one person keeping secrets.
Where is the disconnect?
And you know what I just thought of too? It could be hitting her 2 times as hard, getting these rejection letters because of how her father might react if she doesn't, get into a dance school. Like, that might be an additional, like, I set up everything for you, and like you gave it up for that.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. One band, one sound, skipped his happy ass up out of there, was happily handing over the keys to Amara so that she could live her best damn life. Happily got on board for her little twiddling toes ass. He is cool as the other side of the rainbow. He even moved his ass to New York and wants Keisha to come there as well. So even if you don't get into grad school, honey, there's plenty of Broadway auditions that your ass could be going to. I don't buy that he is actually putting any pressure on her. I don't buy it. We didn't watch that man in the short time that we got to see that man make a complete 180. And he is pro-woman. The same way I don't buy somebody said in the chat, well, she's the president's daughter. She ain't been the president's daughter for 2.5 years. Ain't no pressure from that.
True.
This is true.
It's just college student stress.
What is it?
It is not just college student stress. Keisha's doing some other shit. This is some other shit. And I wish it was just college student stress. Keisha's taking it to the nth degree, which is the problem.
It also feels like she keeps centering like Cam as the root of her problem. When
Yep.
like when he's actively trying to be the solution. And not only that, but like he comes up with multiple options. It's not like he comes in offering one thing or another thing. He always got some kind of pivot. And it's like she just wants to reject it. It seems like she just wants to reject it because it be coming from him.
Yeah, I agree.
But then also part of the problem is he gets easily positioned as the problem because she be giving him, he be trying to solve problems that she gives him, but she don't actually give him the real problem.
True. Just bits and pieces that he
Not
can't,
even bits and pieces. She tells him the surface level thing that is not touching anywhere near the actual thing that's going on. So he up here trying to fix some shit that's actually not broken because the thing down here is what's actually broken. So it makes him look like the asshole because he comes up with solutions to fix all these trivial ass problems, but the major problem is still there. This is how she like basically insulates herself to still even be able to have this problem and have him be positioned like that. I hate it. Because has she been honest, like for example, has she been honest from the beginning of like, I am feeling like I need to compete with KEK to make my mark on my senior year fashion show, I think that he would have had completely different solutions.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very true.
You should crashing out, I fear.
And I'm struggling to figure out, girl, is this intentional or is this subconscious? Because I want to give you credit and like maybe you just can't name the thing and you don't know what to say, so you can't say it. But then you get your ass around JR and then the words just get to coming.
Everything
see
coming
how
out.
easy it is for her to open up to him? Like, that's very telling. That's a choice. That's not a decision.
I'm happy you said that. It's she chooses to open up to JR because Pam gave her multiple chances to be as open. I look at Cam and I look at JR and I feel like they're sitting at the same table and they're giving her
I feel like she feels less threatened by JR because JR up until this episode didn't give. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Kofi, but JR did not give Big D energy ever on his best day.
But also, like, it's another reason why, like, I feel like she might be more interested in him than he is of her, is because JR has a knack for getting all the other characters to open up to him too.
Yes,
it's not just her.
Yeah,
that's kind of like a consistent thing with his character. He always gets to the root of the other characters' problems too.
True, it's true.
Like he did with Coach Marcus in the other episode. Coach Marcus wasn't trying to tell him about his son, but JR found a way to get in there.
Yeah, he got Thea together in season 2 when she was crashing out with Damon. Like in the first episode, she's like, "You need to tell him, like it's gonna cost you him." Like he seems to be, which is weird because I always got the impression he wasn't emotionally aware or mature, but somehow he be giving dope advice. Like
he's not aware of himself, but he's okay.
But he can see others' problems. He has a
I'm doubling down, and Keisha is finding this comfort in JR because JR is safe.
You don't think Cam's safe?
I think that Cam is safe in a non like
toxic way.
Not in a non-toxic way, because I need another word for safe, but I don't have one. Cam is safe holistically, like all around, for who you are currently, but then also who you aim to be, and as you stumble and fumble and fall and trying to get there. Like he's safe all along there. For me, and watching Keisha and JR feels very safe for a woman who wants to at some point not feel compelled to be better. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but
no, you might have hit something.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like I could get that because at first I was like I wasn't understanding what she was seeing in jail. I thought that it was because of the kind of parallel in how they kind of operate similarly in relationships, but I think I could see what you mean. Like I
Because
could
Cam,
see.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like I could see where you're coming from with that, especially where, you mentioned earlier that I feel like if you're competing with Cam, so I could kind of see
I think
that.
that she
Yeah.
don't even have any control over when I really think about it. There are certain people, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I kind of feel like I'm one of these people. There's certain people that when you get in, whether it's romantic relationship or platonic friendship with, and they move they move a certain way, they have a certain mindset, they speak a certain way, they have a certain energy, and it compels the people who are around them to like
Mm,
want to do more for themselves, want to be better for themselves. Like it just becomes a natural thing. The person themselves don't have to say, "Oh, you could be better," or "Oh, da 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 da." They're just operating in a certain level of excellence and a certain level of greatness, a certain level of focus, and you just having proximity and brushing up against them compels you to like move for yourself in a
yeah.
similar way. And I feel like Cam has that energy, and this is not shade to JR doesn't compel her in that way.
Mm. Yeah, and that is very true. And what it makes me think about is I wonder if it has something to do, well, probably not like something to do, but like an added thing is that what they're both interested in is very much artistic, and that can require a certain level of hustle. Um, but for me, I do acting, and I have friends and who also are interested in that as well. And I
Mm.
feel like sometimes there's this like underlying conflict that is there because it's like, oh, you got a job, I didn't, but we both want to go the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if maybe that could be an added factor. But at the same
Mm.
time, it's like it's still like, you kind of have to understand in an artistic career, sometimes one person will have some wins, another will have losses. It kind of just goes up and down, but I could still see that kind of underlying conflict that could lie there.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah,
Could
that's
be why she can't trust JR because he doesn't understand the pursuit of artistic greatness, while
Yeah,
someone like him, who is in the nitty gritty of it, he's looking to get a record deal and all of that stuff. Like he knows the work, and I feel like that's why he understands the desperation, and I feel like that's why he always goes out above and beyond to try to find a solution,
yeah.
while JR is just like, oh well, you need to be you. If you want to take this risk, then you can take this risk, which is fine. But I also think that the advice that JR gave her, like, hey, like you have an audition coming up in a short amount of time. Why would you want to change your whole routine to
Yeah,
something that's more risky that you haven't practiced enough? That could throw your whole game off, which I think is also valuable insight. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't
yeah,
I think JR is telling her the advice that she wants to hear, and Cam is telling her the advice that she needs to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And what she needs to do is find a middle ground and compromise with herself, because neither one of them is giving her bad advice. Like in my eyes, I don't think that, because she frames Cam's advice as something that's so terrible that it doesn't understand her vision. While I think he very much understands. He's just giving a a more realistic perspective,
I
I
think
feel.
yeah,
the craziest thing about this is I think that Cam could give her advice that was more in line with what JR is giving, but also still be what she needed if he had all the information. So even if we go back to your exact example, right? He said, why would you actually try this experimental thing for your audition and it's only a month away? He doesn't know that she been breakdancing as Nunu down at the goddamn roller rink for the last 3 months. Had he known that, I think that conversation would have went a little bit different. You know?
That's true too. Yeah.
And now we know that JR clearly knew that she was, popping and locking down on the roller rink.
That he would say, yeah, because he's seen it.
It's all coming full circle.
So it's crazy because like this, it literally rests at the feet of Keisha and her lack of honesty and communication, because Cam is 100% able to give her what JR is giving her had she given him all the information. And now the thing for me is that's coming up, like literally as I'm saying this, is like, I don't necessarily believe that JR can give Keisha all that Cam can give Keisha.
True. I agree. I totally agree with that.
Right, because the only reason he saw his problems was because his girl did it for him.
Right?
Kofi, you gonna let that slide?
Not too much of JR. He was good today.
I'm just saying, Gabby was the one who said it right with Coach Marcus and everything. He just reaped the benefits.
Thank you.
So, it's easy to go doling out the advice. But you were doing the same thing she's doing right now.
83% of y'all said that Keisha is jealous of Cam.
Yeah.
Zamir said, why would she be jealous? She must have just came in. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I missed that part too.
You missed it?
Yeah, I was at work.
Well, she spoke to her competing with him, and that just made us like start to explore what is it that she's competing with on a bigger scale than just the fashion show, because it feels like this energy is in her for this relationship. And then people started to say, well, he looks like he's winning and she feels like she's not winning. So like we just started to list out all of the possible ways that she could be looking at it. And then I just put the poll up.
Okay.
I don't think that Keisha's losing in life, except for the fact that she can't seem to communicate honestly within her goddamn relationship and see what she got. Other than that, these couple of rejection letters, girl, drops in the bucket. But I get it. In the moment, you feel like they're in the world.
I was about to say, I can relate to that too, because I've been there. Like, failed the audition, don't get into the school, and you sitting there like, man, all right, now what? Like, this was kind of the plan, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but I think it also says something to be like, Keisha, you also switched into dancing midway through your sophomore year, girl. Like, you literally were pre-med before this, and like, I don't know. I just...
since we're still talking about JR, are we going to talk about how...
We're talking about Keisha, Kofi.
My fault. Okay. I mean, because I feel like we beat this dead horse ad nauseum. Like...
Well, that's fine, but I was still literally making a damn point.
Okay, my fault. Continue.
Hold your point, Kofi, though, because I want to know where this is going.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just go ahead.
No. Finish. I don't mean to interrupt.
Go right on ahead. Where are you going next?
I was just gonna say, like, are we gonna talk about how he was very supportive of Simone? Like that scene that I talked about in the beginning, like I was giving Big Brother trying to look out for his sister. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit. I'm like, oh, there you go, my boy. Like where has this JR been? Like, for real. Like, what is going on, bro? Why can't you, where is this emotional intelligence? Why can't you be like this all the time? Like, this is good. So people get off your neck because people think you a snake.
I think two things can be true. Like, he is a snake, but he has his moments of grace, you know? Like, I feel like he's just a complex person. But continue.
It's a three-dimensional, two-dimensional character. Yo, I don't know, man. I mean, we said all we needed to say. I mean, I kind of got no more beats on this, but you know what? Like, I don't know where his mindset is when it comes to Keisha, because it seems like he's just still being the friend, being a support. I don't know if I get romantic overtones from him, even though I feel like Antonio said, like they're not doing anything wrong, but it feels like doesn't it give you like the ick? You know what I mean? Like
It does. It does.
some don't feel right. Like, am I tripping or am I not tripping? Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't
I don't
even
even
know.
really know how to explain it. Like it's
Yeah. I
because they're
mean,
being good friends to each other, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but friends don't look at friends like that. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I mean,
are we
look.
friends or are we friends?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like, I think they are good friends to each other, and I just think it's important to clarify nothing is wrong with being good friends with someone or opening up to a friend that's not a significant other. Nothing is wrong with that. But I think where we feel the ick is like, oh, why you have to be shady about it? You know? Like,
Why you hiding?
yeah, why you hiding? Like, okay, JR could
yeah.
come to your little, pop lock session, or why can't come, Or JR could tell Keisha about him wanting to revive baseball, but he can't tell Gabby that. Like, that's the part where the ick is coming up. Because it's why
It's
you have to be so
giving
shady about it.
Olivia not saying that Ashley was a man and
Uh,
letting
yeah.
everybody think
Ah!
that it was a female for over a year. It's
Right.
it's
Yeah,
it's giving
yeah,
that. It's giving finding comfort in someone that's not your partner and sensing that, hey, you know, there's a shift, but not identifying it, because once you identify it, then you have to
mhm,
not
Yeah.
only confront yourself, but your partner about what you're
yeah,
feeling about this other person.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And I
To me, if
think
you
like
are
if she would have been honest with Cam about JR being there, I don't think he would have been tripping. You know what I mean?
agreed.
Maybe well, I don't know. What do you think? Would you think he'd be tripping if she was honest about JR's been there?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. I think it would just he would I think he would, like, in himself, question though.
Yeah.
Like, why, like, if you put everything in context, like, why does JR know all this? Why is JR showing up at all of your practices? Why this, why that? Like, it might not address it, but I think it would be at the back of his mind. He would, like, make a
Yeah.
mental note of it.
Hmm. I see.
I think they're missing the
Yeah.
opportunity, and like they're wanting to like have this major plot twist moment and have our jaws on the floor or whatever. I
Mm.
think that they're really missing a moment to have a dialogue about what this looks like when you fall in love with your friend and you didn't plan on it, but it kind of happened. And now this is going to
Yeah.
be their second time around doing that, um,
Yep.
and not actually showing us. Like, again, next week, I don't need JR to be doing a damn thing. I need Keisha to be I need Keisha to be thinking, writing a damn journal, recording voice notes or doing something, talking about how she feels to somebody and or herself, because
Yeah.
that part
Yo,
is a part of the journey
I
as well.
I got a bad feeling I'm gonna look at something next week and I ain't gonna like it. Like something's not right here. It's just I
Oh,
just have this bad feeling like damn, some things is about to be called to the carpet. Like for real.
Yep.
I don't think I think I've watched All American enough to like
That's
I
Micah, y'all.
genuinely
Welcome in,
don't think,
Micah.
hey y'all,
So
sorry, hey y'all.
I like
I
her.
genuinely don't think anything's gonna happen next week, knowing how All American sets up their stories. They're not gonna. It's This is what, episode 6. I don't think they're gonna have them acknowledge. I think it's just, in promos they make it look like one thing, it's another thing. That's all I think it is, to make you think that it's gonna be that, but it's not gonna be that. That's not gonna. I don't think like any acknowledgement of feelings is gonna happen until later down in the season.
I don't know. They
Phase
might
for
surprise
Life Fit said Cam will probably send Lando to investigate Keisha and JR. I agree. That's
us.
definitely an option.
Oh yeah,
I
yes,
think that's
actually, because
definitely an option.
yeah, that's a good one.
Lando got his own problems because I feel like he about to.
It ain't
break
about
that
his
girl's
problems.
heart.
It's about his pro fight said go, had jump. He got to say
Yeah.
how high.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that too. But he got his own like. We haven't talked about him yet, but
Oh,
I've
yeah.
peeped some things from him too. Like
You ain't
it's
peeped nothing that his ass ain't already dropped off when Simone was dragging his ass around campus, blackmailing him and such. It is just
Yeah.
more of that.
I really do think
I'm talking about him being open and soft. Like I ain't never seen
But
this side of him.
He's
That's what I
only
mean.
like that
been
with
soft, though.
Simone. He is
No,
always
he's been
soft with
soft.
Simone.
He showed up with a goodie box at her door when she wasn't feeling well. What do you mean?
I'm talking about
What
the
do you
fact that
mean?
okay, let me reword it. His reaction when she broke the news that she had cancer. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, him being sad.
Not
Oh, the trigger
yes.
thing.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, damn, my guy, you like I know it's sad, but you looking like you about to faint or something. Like
That's
it
because he
was
know he's being goofy as hell right now, and he wants to be with this girl, but he already done picked another girl, and the girl don't want him, but she really do want him. That is all of that. Like I know that he's sad for her, and like, but when he said that he had people who already beat cancer, I'm like, oh, okay, so he understands how this goes. A lot of that was like, I have made the wrong decisions, and we are wasting time. Like time becomes a very real thing once cancer, AIDS, other terminal illnesses and shit enter the conversation. Time is the next thing that people think about, and that's what I saw on Lando's face. What am I doing with my goddamn time right now?
Do you think he about to break it off with old girl?
I mean,
Nah,
Hopefully.
Not yet. Not yet. He will.
Yeah.
Not yet.
he's gonna try to be a stand-up guy for 5 seconds, and then
Yeah, exactly.
While
circle
going to
back
every
if-
goddamn appointment with Simone, and while
they
bringing
gonna do the
Simone
awful
her
shit.
goddamn lunch, and while calling Simone 62 times a damn day. Sir.
They're gonna do the awful
I don't know, it
shit.
might
Phone gonna ring. He's gonna be like,
It might
Uche.
It might just be me, but I'm not interested in Simone and Lando. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, he's fine. Don't get me wrong. He is a fine man. But it's something about the character. I don't know. I don't know if it's that I don't know enough about him to like him, or he just something about him. I just
Micah.
can't. I don't care for Simone and Lando.
Micah. Lando and Simone's asses are inevitable like Thanos at this point.
They are. I get like I know they're
The
gonna
snap
be
is
together.
coming.
It's not something. It's not something like. It's not something that I'm gonna like care about when it happens. Like when it comes on, like it's gonna be okay, whatever. Y'all are together now. Now that Damon's gone, but like it just, I don't know what it is.
I
Him
mean,
just
I feel
following
that.
her
I feel
around
that.
like a lost puppy.
I feel
Oh my
that. I
God.
think though the cancer has started to like reset the table a little bit. So like
yeah.
I definitely, like I said this at the very beginning of this live, like Lando, I needed you to stand on business because this whole literally played in your face, bro, and you deserve better, King. And you deserve better than slutting yourself out for the last year. But okay, you know, everybody deal with things how they deal with things. But like to watch a black man now bend to the will of a woman who has breast cancer is a very different setup than to watch him bend to the will of this woman who just purposely dragged your heart through the mud and played with your face for a light-skinned nigga. Those are just two different things now.
Not the light skin.
Whoa.
The light skin. It's crazy.
I feel like all of that is
Don't
what
talk
like
about
help you
David
not
like
understand it. That makes sense, but now the cancer changes so much. Like it just changes it. And it's taking him to different levels that are interesting. So like I'm not necessarily interested per se in the Lando and Simone relationship, but I am interested in the emotional beats that are to come from the circumstances that the pursuit of it under these circumstances is going to present. Like, I think this is the first episode that we got to see different facial expressions from Lando. For me, I like Martin. I think that he's cool. He's talented as an actor, but he has like rote memory with a lot of his expressions, and he gives the same ones. This is the first time I've seen him look different, and that interests me.
It was acting. I saw it. The acting choices he made in this episode, I'm like, okay, I see. We got a little bit of emotional intelligence here. Okay, like
I think he's always had emotional intelligence. He just don't have it for everybody, and that's the problem.
He's selective in it. He really is.
Selectively empathetic. He is selectively emotionally intelligent. He is selectively socially apt, like able to communicate with folks. And it's so interesting, like him having to run in with the brother, because it's like, Lando, you don't even like people, bro. So just because you want him to like you, you can't be mad that he don't like you immediately, because this is you to everybody else. That's not Simone Hicks.
Fuck.
Even when he said, I know what it's like when people come in and they take up all that shit. I'm like, you subbing Damon, he ain't even here right now. So
like, it's that petty, that type of pettiness I can't, like.
Micah, you muted, honey. I think you cut yourself off.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I was saying it's the elite level pettiness, like that. I just finished watching the episode, like, so all this is fresh. But he talking to the guy from Divorce in Black. I don't know his name. I didn't catch it. But he was like, "Oh yeah, I know when somebody obnoxious and self-absorbed takes up all the air in the room." And I just had, is that about Damon? I was like so confused. I'm like,
he talking about himself.
I didn't even think about Damon until y'all just said it just now. I said, "Oh, you talking about your damn self."
That's what I thought too.
That's what I thought.
I'm like, is this a self-report?
He's not self-aware.
I thought he was subbing.
He could,
because that's what he told Damon about when he first came to the team when they first met.
This is how I know JR did an amazing job. I did not miss Damon this episode, and that has been my barometer.
True.
True.
Because we were missing him these first few episodes.
This episode was so good. I even love at the ending part when she's telling everyone that she has cancer, and we see the guys just give the girls room to just embrace her, and we see like the shock and them just processing it, and then we see Cam get up and he's just like, well, can we get our embrace too? Just you know, I just love those story beats, and I think it's so good showing the difference.
Yeah. Simone was like so chill. Like Simone was chill this episode. Like I haven't seen this Simone since
season 1
when she told Jordan that she lied about the baby, and after like everything after that. I think that I haven't seen her like this. So like just something about it. It reminded me of like that era of her life after she confessed about the baby. It was like
it's definitely
it was very nice.
I fell in love with for sure.
Like she wasn't annoying. She wasn't doing anything. She was just in her head, in her own space, in her mind. It was actually just really good to see.
And I just felt watching her trying to show up for everybody, and like watching them. Oh, I almost forgot. We didn't talk about it yet, but I also loved Thea and Nate peeping that something wasn't right and going on their little investigation arc, and them knowing that JR knows something, but like he won't say, so they just decide to do it on their own. Like, everything about this episode is just so.
When she told him she was just going around campus yelling her name, I was like,
when Keisha, it was funny that language. That was weird.
Yes, Thea, exactly, boo. This is what we needed. This is what we want to see. Bow. Yeah, they were clicking on all cylinders this episode, I believe. For sure.
But I
Yeah.
didn't know that Thea and Simone was that close, that they be texting, setting up appointments to work out together and all that, just be like, oh, we worked through some things, okay?
I
Yeah.
don't buy it, but okay.
Yeah,
That don't even logistically make sense. If she's on the tour, like on a pro circuit, she's not even in Atlanta to work out with this girl. Y'all working
I
out
thought
while
they
she's
did.
on campus now. Y'all are
Yeah, that's why
talking now. They are not that damn close. I'm not buying that.
I
I
thought
do
she
have a
was
question.
talking about them
Is
working out.
she
Hold on one
Okay.
is
second.
she done with school? Oh, sorry.
I didn't hear the last part, Antonio. What you say?
Oh, I was saying that I thought Thea was specifically referring to them working out while she was there for homecoming.
Yes, I think so. Go ahead, Kofi.
I was gonna ask, is she like done with school? Did she get her degree or nothing, or did she just go pro?
I'm assuming that she got a degree, but that's just my hopes and wishes.
Okay, that's what
She
that's what
probably
I was
did
gonna.
what Spencer did and got an advance one.
That could
Kimberly
be a
says
possibility.
All American Universe is good for not letting us see the necessary conversation. Literally, they just allude to them in some random ass dialogue about some other bullshit.
Yeah, for that.
But I'm trying to live in the moment of this episode. This episode was really solid. Really, really
Yeah.
solid.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I
I
didn't
haven't even,
fast forward
I
down
haven't been
one.
watching like that, but it was a good episode. The first three episodes, boring. The one before this one was okay. This one was good.
I actually paid attention the whole time and didn't fast forward, didn't skip it.
Me too.
Wasn't on TikTok. Like, I was sad. I couldn't believe it.
Yes, I was sad.
I'm
I
like, my
was
sleep.
sad.
This is real.
It
Blew
was
my
something.
mind. Then they had the nerve to have JR lead, and I was like, oh, this is for real. Y'all are serious about this one.
Mhm.
Cameron Moore wrote this episode. Shout out to Cameron.
Shout out.
Shout out to Cameron.
Shout out.
Anything that we didn't talk about yet? Oh, I feel bad for Lando girlfriend, man. She's so
Eva.
sweet.
I
Eva.
don't.
She was looking like Lando was
Those
looking when
are
Simone was
names.
hugging Damon in season, was it last season?
Yeah,
When they were
season
at
2.
that party, hugging, and Lando was looking like a little puppy, like, dang, that should be me. That's how his girlfriend looked.
You don't feel bad for
Yeah,
her.
she
Nah,
don't
she looked
deserve
like
this.
Alicia. She looked like Alicia.
She's innocent. She don't deserve what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And Lando, my
I
brother, I
mean, is it
understand.
that bad though? They just been together for 2.5 seconds. I feel like she'll get
Yeah,
over it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
but it's
still,
the Simone of it all, and her
Yeah, and
fraternity.
she's kind of young.
Yeah.
yes.
Is she a freshman? Is she a freshman?
I don't feel bad for her
Why?
Oh my gosh, Eve, why?
Agreed.
at all. Not
What?
an
Agreed.
ounce.
Elaborate.
Because
Agreed.
looky here, little light skinned Neo. First of all, haven't you heard that you don't turn a hoe into a housewife? He was just sliding into everything that moves all of 2 weeks ago. And now this is your man that you're going to throw into the lion's den with your goofy ass brother. That lets me know all that I needed to know right then and there. Oh, I know that this just happened, but I want you to meet somebody. Here you go. You just want to be down so bad. You just want to have a man so bad. You deserve this lesson that's finna come your way. You too damn desperate. You too damn thirsty. You actually deserve what you walking into because you walked your goofy ass into it knowing.
That's debatable.
That is not
I mean,
debatable. It's 100% the truth. He was just sliding in everything. The girls walk around campus and wave at Lando. They probably have an app at this point to schedule rides on this man's penis. And you are going to now wipe him up and parade him around campus and then throw him to your damn brother who don't like niggas any damn way. like completely checked out of the fact that these two frats are rivals, completely checked out of the girl. You need a cooling off period of at least 4 to 6 weeks if you're going to wipe up the campus hoe to believe that he's actually not hoeing anymore. You asked for this shit,
like
Ava.
he could still be out there.
Who asked for this shit?
They did it to Jordan.
She might
And
be
it does not help that she's light skinned, because it also gives I'm the pretty light skinned girl who gets everything that I want. And now it's just unfortunate, but life humbles you, babe, and you're gonna learn that you don't get everything that you want.
Look, I'd be with you if she was giving me like some entitlement or like I think I'm all that, but she seems very sweet and innocent. So like she don't
So
deserve
she'll get
what's
over it. But I
don't
feel
deserve
like
what's coming.
she had all the information that she needed getting
All of
into the relationship.
She know about Simone.
It don't even matter about Simone. There's 62 other women. Simone is the least of your like the 62 other women should have been the red flags, not Simone.
He cut them off though.
How you know? No. How you know? You just been.
It don't even matter that he cut them off. You got with the campus hoe, and 103 bitches have taken a ride on this ride, and you don't even let it cool off before you put up a damn flag and say it's yours.
He might be a
they were already,
and she's just happy that a junior is giving her some attention.
Again, that's asking for it, girl. Y'all are trying to like validate this girl's innocence and like, well, maybe she just wants a junior to like appreciate her and see her. Again, desperate, thirsty ass energy. And this is how you learn these lessons in romance. My ass had to learn them. Her ass gonna have to learn them.
Yeah, that's coldy.
It ain't cold as life. If she was moving a little bit more cautiously, if she was moving with an actual sense of self and an actual sense of love, then she would be avoiding all of this shit. But she's acting out of desperation. She's acting out of social norms. She's acting out of wanting to be the pretty bitch in the sorority with the pretty nigga. And things come from that.
From her character, that any of that is true. Every time they show her character, she's been respectful. She's been nice. She hasn't had any indication.
All of those things. I rebutted what y'all offered up. I told you my initial statements didn't say any of this. This is all responses to what y'all have said, and none of y'all have given anything to make me go any way the opposite way.
Honestly, I don't care for a different reason.
When we see her interact with Simone, it's nothing but it's all copacetic.
It's follower energy. Hold on. It's copacetic. It's copacetic follower energy because Simone is stank-a-dank and she don't stand up for herself. That tells me something. Lando is quite literally the campus hoe. And you are 100% 100% fine with a week later, he's now yours.
Okay, so why didn't we get the same argument about Jordan? Because he did the exact same thing.
Exactly.
With who? No. Pause here. You're going to have to give specifics because Jordan was running through Chanel and them, but I don't even think that Jordan has had the quantity that they have alluded to Lando having on this goddamn campus.
Jordan stopped being a hoe. Jordan stopped being a hoe like post Simone.
I need you to make the line straighter. How are you? What are you saying? Because in the moment.
He was doing what Lando was doing. Then he got with Simone. After when him and
he
Simone broke,
he did not get with Simone a week after. We watched the whole process of Simone running and hiding and like trying to move her ass in, and I'm thinking I'm the daddy. So he also backed off of the damn bitches when he thought that he was the daddy. Like there was actual time there, and it wasn't them going around professing. And no, Ava's not running around here like Lando's my nigga, but y'all are on the damn quad and he's running up behind you all hugging, looking all lovey-dovey, which is basically sending that same goddamn message. They're not the same.
I'm talking about when him and Simone broke up. After he came to visit and then he left, he started going back like Lando again. And then
I know what you guys are referring to, and I feel like.
But I also didn't root for Layla and Simone's. I mean, Layla and Jordan. So how is that like countering my fucking argument?
What was I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
How the hell is that correlated to disproving what I'm saying now? Because I wasn't rooting for Jordan and Layla to begin with.
So are you
Yeah.
saying that
No,
Layla and the light skin and the little girl are in a similar position? Like,
Yes, that's what I'm
Which
saying.
is more proof of the little girl brought this shit on herself. What? You trying to say I ain't got no reasons, not like Erica, you're reaching, and then you go and make a goddamn analogy with a whole history of my damn backup for that.
You never brought that up about Jordan when he got with Layla.
What you mean I never brought? I did so say that he was hoeing.
I think that what
dude,
they're
I think
trying
because
to say, I think what they're trying to say is that Erica didn't call out Jordan when he started hoeing before he got together with Layla. But I feel like in the live of that episode, I feel like she did call him out for that.
I called Jordan out for every
based
fucking
on
thing.
mine,
no, but like,
yeah,
so I think
like
the reasons for Jordan's hoeing. Sorry, my fault. Go ahead.
Blame Layla for getting with him,
the reasons for Jordan's hoeing and
What do you
Layla's
mean I didn't blame Layla? I think that Layla is ruining her life getting with this man for a myriad of reasons bigger than him hoeing. She know good and goddamn well that man is not even on her level. That has been my tip. That has been my tip.
Yeah, but it wasn't the fact that him going around sleeping with other women wasn't the point. That was what I was saying.
Honestly, I feel like we haven't seen enough of this girl for me to care. That is why I said I don't
also
care.
that
because I mean we are not invested in her. Like I mean we're not invested in her like we might be invested in Cam. Like we're like, oh, we don't want Cam to get his feelings hurt, but we don't
I don't
really
even think she's gonna be heartbroken. Like I
think
feel like she should be preparing that at any moment someone that is literally known on campus as Lan Ho, I wouldn't even be thinking about Simone. I would be thinking about like, did he really cut these other chicks off, or does he still have me crazy going around campus on the DL?
Yeah.
So it's not even about Simone. It's like you should be really looking at this man like, have you really changed in 2 weeks? No, he hasn't. So I wouldn't be putting all of my eggs in that
right
basket.
There, that tells me everything I need to know about a girl. That right there tells me everything I need to know. You are more concerned with being in something than being in something real. So when he's actually looking towards the realest thing for him and it ass is not you, you brought that shit on yourself because you moved from the very beginning like all that mattered was for y'all to be in this thing versus all of the other stuff. That's fine. I'm not saying that he should break her heart. Antonio, I'm saying that I don't feel bad for her. No, two things can be true, Antonio. I'm thinking that he shouldn't necessarily. I don't think that he should break her heart. I think that he should get out of it. And that's the first thing I said when I was talking about Lando. He needs to go back to Simone because that's where the hell he wants to be. But I'm also not feeling bad for Ava and the fallout of what comes from it because she came into it not with all these pure ass intentions that y'all want to paint on her. She just wants to be in a relationship, and stuff happens to women like that.
But I just don't think from what we gotten from her on screen that they haven't shown that.
They have shown that. She literally just got with this boy. They've been together for a week. Before that, in that same day that he got the confirmation from Simone of like, go for Ava or whatever, because she acted like she didn't remember. We saw him also, or like 2 days before, girls walking together. So he might have had them hoes together. So a week, max, a week and a half ago, he was running through hoes. And now you are a week in and you are introducing him to your big brother. That is literally what they put on screen. She is not concerned of this being real. She is not concerned of this being something of like, okay, let me set us up for success. Let me feel him out. She immediately jumps in.
I thought her sending him to the brother was her filling him out. I thought that was a test.
Hell no. No.
Not that early.
Not
2 weeks
that early.
in, like you don't need, like you could wake up tomorrow and
her
be like,
big brother?
I'm feeling this.
Yeah, no.
That's like taking him to your dad.
No.
What?
Yeah,
No.
like you don't do that until
After a
like
week? Mm-mm.
you
And
why
we
would
gonna
we
have to
have
agree
to
to disagree because you're a boy and you don't
and it
get it.
wasn't even it wasn't even natural. It wasn't even like her brother came up and conversation happened naturally. She brought him to her
Didn't
brother.
prep. She
Yeah.
didn't prep Lando for it. None. Like she's just doing shit, and it
Whoa.
looks like a girl who wants to be in a relationship. And oh, this is what happens next. And oh, this is what happened next. And oh, this is what happened next. And guess what? When you don't do your homework, honey, this is what happens next.
All right, y'all got it, man. I ain't got nothing more to say about this because it's like y'all don't want it. I mean, y'all got it, Antonio, they got it. I'm not gonna talk about this. They got it. I'm not. I got nothing more to say.
Yeah,
I
Kofi's
mean,
tired. He's done.
yeah, because it's like I mean, I only made the point to say, like, it's not fair to her. Okay, I'm
It's
just
not
trying
fair.
to say. That's what I'm saying. Like Lando,
But
But that
life's
doesn't
not
mean just
fair.
because something isn't fair doesn't mean I have to feel bad about it.
That's okay. She didn't say it wasn't fair. I just said that I felt sorry. Erica said that she did.
right. And I feel sorry too, but whatever. I mean, it
You
is what
can.
it is. I know it's gonna happen now. Like I just
Ay.
Some of the
I
realest
got
lessons
nothing.
I have learned in love has been from doing the same things that Ava, whatever the hell her name is doing. She will
Eva.
be all right,
Yeah,
She will.
and she gonna learn. Like this is a
yeah,
learning lesson for her. Real quick, they
yeah,
are a week in. You are a week in with the campus hoe, girl.
yeah.
Like
Yep.
I would feel for her, right? If we've seen like and I don't even think Lando didn't even change for her for real. Like it's just because Simone is just like, oh, I think this is a
He's
good girl
giving
and
her
like you
what
should
he
give it
wants
a
to give
shot.
Simone.
Yeah.
And y'all want me to feel
He
bad
didn't
for the
even
girl who accepts that? Child. Absolutely the hell not.
Okay.
Right?
But there are some things that
he
you don't
does.
necessarily have to know the details, but there's some things that you feel as a woman. And there's a lot of things that we feel and we ignore it because we just want the thing. There are so many women to this day in relationships, in marriages, because we wanted what we thought it was supposed to be or what we thought it would be. Having received plenty of signs of what was actually happening, but ignoring it. So no, I do not have
Like
sympathy
this
for her.
episode was the first sign, though. This episode was the first sign when she saw them hug.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
The first
Yes, it is.
sign was Lando fucking all the bitches. That is the first sign for women. His
Yeah, I also
reputation
think-
precedes him. Y'all are talking about once y'all actually get together. What anything that a woman knows about you before y'all actually get together counts. She needs to
But I also
include
think-
that.
She
But
was
I
just the
also
benefits. She was just the benefits when he was with all of those other girls. She was just someone on the roster
But
I
now,
also
that
think,
he
but
kind
I,
of took
but
a liking to.
yeah, because I think he spent the most time with her when he was doing that. Like that's why I think because he didn't call the other girls. He was consistently with her. So it's like
Now,
maybe if he
now,
felt
Yeah,
now you need to.
he
First of
was
all,
with her,
Antonio,
but
you
she
talk about
also
we
knew
didn't
that
see
he
stuff.
had
He's
others
making
on.
this up. We did not see that.
no, but I
we
thought
saw
it was
them
alluded
interact
to.
more, but
Yeah, because it was a
we didn't see that he was with her. But we did see them interact more than he interacted with the other people we saw.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's
Maybe
all I'm
she's one
saying.
of those
Yeah, but
acting
then
queens.
they
Maybe
also
she's one of
gave us
those
the
acting queens
hidden
who we love.
context that while she was just one on the roster, because even Simone was like calling him out the episode before, like he was still a land ho, like she was on his roster,
Right.
guys, and she was okay with him messing around with other girls while he was still with her. And it wasn't until like a week ago where like they might have had the conversation where he said that, all right, let's try to make this official. So I
Right.
feel like we don't have enough time with her, like, and their relationship to have that same reaction that we would a Cam who has been dating Keisha for almost 2 years. They've just been in a situationship for 2 weeks. Like, we don't even know like how deep their connection have gone, what type of conversations they've had. Yet she's
Okay.
already introducing him to her brother. Like, think like it seems like she's thinking about marriage already. You know what I mean? It seems it's too fast, and I feel like from my perspective, I feel like I don't have enough time to like sit to feel bad for her. I feel like it's something that she could easily get over because it's things that women experience all the time. Like you really like someone, you start off something, but then it just doesn't work out.
She might just be one of those I can fix him girls, and I think we've all been there. I've been there for sure. And you get hurt, and you learn that you can't fix him, and you move on. Everybody has it.
Okay.
Simone can. Simone can
All
fix
I
right.
it.
think I only get invested emotionally if I feel like women's pure intentions and their best foot forward has been placed and they really try to make it work. I am not lending out any damn empathy and or sympathy for some woman who is checking off some goddamn boxes and wants to look a certain way on campus and feel a certain thing without any of the shit that actually makes that up in kind of any kind of depth.
All
And
right.
I have seen all I need to see to understand that Ava.
I,
To your point, Kenny, I think it was Kenny, or maybe it was Shy. I'm not sure. But great point. She was in a situationship hooking up with him as well, knowing he's hooking up with half the rest of the goddamn campus.
Yep.
Not only does she know about it, she was participating in it. And girl, you want to cart this girl? Why would I take you seriously enough to give a shit about what you got going on? You don't even take yourself seriously.
me personally, I can still feel sympathy for somebody who
I'm
put
not telling
themselves.
you not to.
I know.
Yeah, I can feel that too, man.
I'm just
Bless
saying
your
it
heart.
doesn't.
Saying
The amount of time doesn't matter to me personally. I can
it
still
doesn't.
feel
I just,
the sympathy, even if she did put them, even if a person does put themselves in a situation where they get hurt. The amount of time doesn't really.
it's not. It's not a deal breaker. I can still feel bad. Like it's not like your points aren't valid, but I can still feel bad, and I know where this is
Kofi, the
going.
difference is
And
that
it's
I'm
not
not trying to convince y'all to not feel bad. Y'all are trying to convince me to feel bad.
No,
all
I'm
right.
not.
Well,
I
That's
was
the
just trying to.
difference. I
maybe I
don't
was.
need y'all
I
to
don't
stop
think
feeling bad
Antonio
for
was.
her.
I think I was. I don't think
It's not
Antonio
a
was.
surprise to me that Kofi feels bad for a little light skinned girl who has like wants Lando to be her man, but like is hypercritical of Gabby and like that's not a surprise for
Not you.
me.
Not you
Oh.
accusing me of being a colorist
Woo.
now.
That's not a colorist Taj. Let me go ahead and clear that up.
Oh.
That's the it's very easy for men to sympathize and empathize with the little weak-willed woman, the one that's like, oh, she just wants to be da 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 da. But if the woman is speaking her mind and her truth and like holding you accountable, she a little bit difficult. She to just let this nigga live, but little meek mild, go meet my brother. We
Yep.
gotta feel bad for her. That's what that tie is. My tie for you is not colorism.
Okay,
Fair with
whatever.
sympathy. I think I've offered it to many a character. I
Yeah,
think
I
with
I
mine.
don't think I came at Gabby hard. I thought I was being at least because if you remember in our last live, I did say I saw her point. So don't put
Mhm.
me in that box now. I remember clearly not getting on her head. Did I say she was being doing a little too much? Maybe, yeah, but I didn't straight out criticize her. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
Ava is doing too much for a guy that she only knows for two
Hello.
weeks.
Hello.
well,
If you can say that
okay.
Gabby's doing too much, then Ava damn sure doing too much.
Well, then there's that. I mean, that's a fair point. So, but hey, I mean, what do I know? I ain't got nothing else for this.
I
So
don't know. That it's just
this is
that part for me is just the observation, and it's like it's a curious thing as it pertains to men. It is what it is, though.
yeah.
It is what
You
it is.
think you got this inside of how we think?
No, I think that y'all enlighten me each week, or like reaffirm things that I do believe each week.
Okay.
What I will say is
Other instances where it's not been the same.
What you saying, Antonio?
I'm thinking like this is one instance in comparison to many other instruments where I haven't voiced that same opinion.
Is that a statement or a question?
I mean, I guess I mean, to me, it's a statement.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted me to respond.
I mean, yeah, you can respond.
So what would you like me to say? Because it wasn't framed as a question.
I mean, you could just say how you felt about the statement,
I think that
or whether.
I think that you're different in general, Antonio. I think that you pop out in alignment sometimes with the men folk, but oftentimes you have a little bit more nuance of takes. That's my response to that statement. I think that you
Okay.
want to give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt often. And I think men naturally have blind spots because this world was built for y'all. And sometimes it applies to you and sometimes it doesn't because you have unpacked other things. That's my thought on that.
Uh, I,
I
don't-
didn't.
I will. I
I
mean,
would any men that are in the actual audience, if you are of the same sentiments, I would proposition to you to consider if you feel like Ava deserves a lot of sympathy, but you also could not sympathize with Gabby prior to it being revealed that she spoke in favor of Coach helping out JR. I would proposition for you to question like, damn, how was it that I'm easily able to sympathize and empathize with Ava, but I couldn't do it with Gabby before this moment? I think that there's something there.
Yeah, because as you said, there are a lot of blind spots that men have sometimes. And I just speaking generally, like, and not like, trying to pinpoint, Kofi or Anthony specifically. I just mean generally speaking. I feel like there is like a blind spot when it comes to, you know, black women like Gabby versus black women like Eva. And obviously not considering color or anything like that, but just considering their attitudes and their personalities. And I feel like I've seen a lot of men, um, black men especially, really get down on people who are like, well, women who are like Gabby,
For sure.
but uplift women who are like Eva. So I mean, I can't even like say that there's not truth to that statement. I don't think all men are like that, but I do think that some men might have a blind spot when it comes to that. They might not know that that is informing their opinions about people, but I feel like sometimes it does, and you just don't realize. And I mean, it's a rough one, because I've seen lots of women who have personalities like Gabby really just be defeated and are attacked when or seen as not being supportive or not being like a caring person or not being soft or being considered like, mean or something when their intention is really like pure. And it's really sad to see. And it's very unfortunate that this is how it is. But I mean, I just feel like that's something that everyone should be aware about. And even if you might not be bringing down people like that, you could see it as an opportunity as men to, uplift women like that because they're already being beat down so much already. So why not take the opportunity to uplift them? And that's just my, 2 cents on that.
I love that. To
It's a
close
fair
out this
point.
particular point, I will tell y'all what would make me empathize with Ava.
Mm.
If she had met a Lando that was still performing the things that he performs for Simone and like being one way and secretly hoeing around and doing all these other things. I think that her having a full transparency into not only who he is currently but who he has been over the course of the time that she's known him, which is this whole year, or known of him, which is this whole year, however long they've been bumping uglies, I think that in and of itself removes her out of the space of this is actually all on Lando. Because yes, it is on Lando to be able to speak to his feelings and to not get into anything and try to make anything serious when your heart is elsewhere, 100%. But it's also on you as you navigate romance, as you navigate life, not even just romance, as you navigate anything, any interaction, to come into it as much as possible with your eyes wide open, trying to take in as much information as possible and not just going off the whims of your hopes and your dreams and how you think things should be. At some point, we have to be accountable to the way that things are. And because he's not lying to her, because she was complicit in the other part, and there's little to no time in between the shift to this new life, I can't find any kind of empathy or sympathy, because you know what most women don't get to know before they get involved in this way, and you're charging ahead anyway.
That's a fair point. I'm not going to dispute anything, so. Yeah.
And I also think it's
Antonio?
interesting.
I was saying
You're a little low when you first come in, so you might need to like restate sometimes, because when you first start talking, I can barely hear you, but then when you are talking for a while, I can hear.
How about now?
Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I guess I think that was like that was kind of like, that explanation made me understand more on like why you didn't sympathize with it. And I think that's kind of what I was trying to get to. I just didn't know how to get there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a little bit
like at first it was just like, nah, I don't got no sympathy for her. And then I'm like, well, why? And then you were like, 'cause she see it coming, and you've been with him the whole year. And I'm like, yeah, but I still don't understand. So, but when you break it down like that, it makes I get a better understanding of it.
Yeah, me too. Now I understand completely. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's not just Big Bad Erica. Hands on the little bitches.
Yeah. Okay. Ease up now.
No, I'm glad. I thought about that as we were going. I'm like, okay, let me offer up the other side. Like, how could I sympathize with her? So great. Yeah, glad that brought everything full circle.
We appreciate that. So
I mean, I would appreciate y'all. Like, I love your optimism and everything, but also like, y'all would be wearing me thin if we were like in close proximity to one another and like doing life together. Because the way I would be warding off all types of bitches coming to take advantage of y'all, like, my God.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, we should. Fuck what you should. What is the girl showing you?
You're right.
He does sound discouraged, but Kobe gonna be all right. He gets discouraged every 3 to 4 lives.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Not you reading me.
We like, locked in. It's fine.
I'm chilling, so it's all good with over here.
Also, I want them to use like Ava as a cautionary tale, because this is also I have to be accountable to myself in this moment. I am saying things as a 30-something woman who has experienced some. I have been there and like literally overlooked the big ass red flags, slapped in my forehead with a red flag, and like, oh no, it's great. He's awesome. Oh my God. And I think that more people need to be real with us women, so that we can rip the veil off as quickly as possible and deal with life for what it is, and deal with these niggas for who they are in the moment. I am done with the potential, honey. I am done with it. Lando has all the potential in the world, but who is he in this moment?
He wants a fixer-upper.
Who is he in this moment? Because there is no guarantee that this man ever arrives at that damn potential, babes. So you need to be okay with who this nigga is when he meets you. Not what you see for him, because we're black women. Most of us are black women. We can see everything for every goddamn body. There's no telling if they actually make it there. Let's deal with it for what it is.
Yeah.
She'll learn.
She'll get it. Hopefully
She'll
she
be
don't.
alright.
She
It's
don't
2 weeks.
Hopefully she don't snap. Like if this happens, like I hope she don't.
For what? It's been 2
Come on,
I
weeks.
know that,
hopefully she don't
but
snap. You know what also don't help in the empathizing for her part is that Lando up until this episode didn't really give lovey-dovey or anything like that. So I don't even believe that he's wooing you hoes. Like he's literally dropping off dick and that's it.
But to me, he never asked. He always seemed like a cold. He always seemed like a cold, distant person to me.
Except for
Not
with
with
Simone.
Yeah.
Even with
Not
Simone.
with Simone.
Nah, that nigga be folding with
Nah.
Simone's ass. Which is what was my issue with him this whole time. It's like it's not like you don't have no compassion, sir. You be like rationing it out, Lando, as if you were gonna run out of compassion and like grace. Simone is not the
That's
only
so
woman who
weird.
deserves it.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, there's no way that somebody can only be good to one person. That's crazy.
That's a
Yeah.
red flag right there. That's a red flag.
That
Well,
is
maybe
a
this-
red flag.
well, maybe this whole thing with Simone's gonna make him reevaluate some things now. Maybe he's gonna make a shift and start thinking about other people instead of himself. 'Cause I get the sense that this news has shaked him, where maybe we see a shift in his character.
I don't
I
see
hope
that.
so.
What I
I don't
hope.
see that.
I'm gonna give Lando.
I don't
a
see this
chance.
tying to his character at all. I think this is the shift that moves his ass back to her. But like, what about her getting cancer is going to make him want to go worry about other hoes?
Not
Like,
other hoes.
like,
I'm
really.
saying other people.
And I'm just saying
Talking
hoes as
about-
women. Period.
Well, I'm not talking about other women. I'm saying everybody else. Like even in this episode, like he apologized to JR for set tripping for the KEK thing, saying
Because
that he's
he
still our
needed
big brother.
JR.
Right?
Because he
but
needed JR.
but-
That is more Lando. That was not a shift. I could be wrong, but that wasn't a shift to me, y'all.
God.
Lando does what he needs to get the thing done.
But also that was pre-cancer news though. So I don't know if we could count that as a moment of shifting.
So
We
we
still
giving
have to-
credit.
Yeah, that was pre-cancer.
So we giving Cam credit for that.
Giving
Basically,
Cam-
if he,
giving
if
Cam
he
credit
never
for
had
what?
to get,
That KEK getting the because he sent him on that mission, and then he had to go to JR for help. So did he
Yeah.
really?
I don't care to give credit, period, about any of that. You are trying to use that particular moment to build up the idea that Lando was making a shift to care about others but you picked something that was self-serving.
Look, I just think maybe
Does
he
Lando
might-
have friends like outside of Simone?
no,
No,
he
he
doesn't.
has
I mean,
hoes.
it seems like
no, he doesn't.
well, it seems like he about to be
About
I
to,
think
but
he-
right now we haven't seen it.
no, because he seems to be very isolated. But I don't think
Even within
think
his
he's gonna-
in his fraternity, he don't even seem like he cool with these niggas. He come in and he sit on the other side.
Yeah, but I think also
Yeah.
maybe
Football
he
game.
gonna
Stay
change
there.
because I could tell like this whole news has triggered him, and maybe he's gonna give him an epiphany. I don't know. Sometimes in life,
Oh.
shit happens. Shit happens when you get humbled, and then things start to like you think things differently. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I know what?
Maybe
Coffee, maybe.
being in
saying.
KK is so weird because, like, you people, there's people that say, "Oh, I don't like people," but he genuinely don't like people. Like, he don't. Except Simone, he don't. He doesn't even try.
Well,
If
Well, he
didn't
tried.
even get-
Antonio
doesn't
said
he didn't
that.
even get
I'm
KK,
surprised he even got as many hoes as he do because the man is socially awkward as fuck.
that.
Hey man, sometimes when you got that riz, it don't matter if
Oh,
you're socially
God.
awkward.
It's
Clearly.
the looks that pulling them.
Clearly.
Clearly the girls like him because I mean,
Candle has
He's
who said
just
Candle?
just not
Lando
perfect
has his KEK brothers in name only.
in
and then you
name.
got. But what is it about him that these guys be like, "What's up, Lando?" Like, what is
3
it?
letters.
Like, if he's-
Fine. He's fine.
The
Like, he's a
penis.
fine
But girls
guy.
do that to
Are we playing?
oh my gosh!
Are we joking? The penis is making them Oh, jump up 6 octaves. The penis.
And even before that, you just look at him. He's fine. Like,
He's an athlete. That's attractive.
And he's
They
in a
see
fraternity.
dollar sign. And he's in a like, hello?
Okay.
Well, I guess
But if he
because I was
has all
also an
these-
athlete, all of that wouldn't have done it. Would have done it for me
But-
is the penis. That's it.
he doesn't even have a. He doesn't even need to have a personality.
But
That's why I really believe. I told y'all about the damn one with the personality of a thumb. What was it? 2 things.
Yeah.
And we're gonna leave it there.
I don't know if it's weird because if he acts that way in real life, like that's not attractive. Like, how do y'all fall for that? Like, what is going on, bro?
What has Erica been saying? But then you want to come to me, lay off of Lando, Erica. You know he ain't that bad.
Whatever.
He ain't got no damn personality
Y'all,
at all.
I think Antonio said 2 weeks ago when Lando was talking to JR and Gabby showed up, how dismissive he was. Like, he didn't even like care. Like, he got up, didn't even pull out the chair for her.
Nope.
Nothing. He just up and he just
That was
up
when
and went.
because we were having a conversation and we were talking about friends then. I'm like, he is not his friend. Like, Cam would not have responded in that moment like that. And yes, he has a relationship with Gabby as well, so it's different. But like, that's how those little things tell you that they are actually not friends. Lando ain't got no friends. He got hoes.
I just think he didn't want to be in the mess. That's probably why he did. Like, that's y'all. I'm good
It's not
over
about why he did. We knew that's why he did. It's the fact that he saw her coming. He knew she was upset, and he didn't
Give
do
a
anything
damn.
to like
He
soften.
he could have said, "Oh, is everything okay?"
He ain't
What's
crack a
wrong?
joke.
You wanna talk?
Didn't
She
say
coming
hello,
in. She coming in hot, and he called it. And he ain't trying to make her smile, laugh. He wasn't trying to buffer nothing. He like, I'm out.
Listen,
He didn't.
he's not the friend type, and I think maybe that's what turns me off to him, because
That's probably it.
to only be one way with only one girl is crazy.
It's a red flag, actually.
Well, maybe he's very closed off because of, I don't know much about his past, but maybe something in his past is why he acts the way he acts. I don't know. Because that tends to be the thing with guys when we're that close off and not trying to show our hand. That could be a
But
possibility.
I feel like you can be closed off and not rude to everybody.
Mhm.
That might be his fatal flaw. That might be his character flaw.
Like, he's not just closed off, like he's rude and arrogant. Like, he don't crack a smile. Like he's not the type of person that like you would walk up to and be like, "Good morning." I feel like you would say good morning and he would like roll his eyes and turn around.
I get it. I think that's why he laughed at.
At first, I thought,
Yeah.
well, maybe he only hates Damon and he's good with everybody else. But now, 3 seasons, season 3, like, even Damon's gone, and he's just like, he got animosity towards the world.
Antonio, you said that's why he laughed at Thea.
Yeah, and she was so herself, and she was. Most people would consider her rude, like what she said to him being rude, but he probably liked it because he the same way.
Yeah,
That's so true.
100%. He probably respected
That's
it
true. Yeah. That's so.
Mhm.
for sure. But the difference is Thea will say hi to you before she gonna give you a chance to say something sensible, and then you say something stupid. She gonna make sure you know that you said something stupid. He just gonna lead with making you think that you stupid off rip.
And he might be
Oh, rip.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, what else needs to be talked about? No news with Nate this episode. Keisha finna lose her man. The best thing that ever happened to her. Bless her heart. And I really hate that. I really hate when I have to have conversations about women and them doing these niggas wrong. because my platform is these niggas ain't but some hoes and tricks.
But we haven't talked about how this is gonna impact Gabby, you know?
And deserve
Yeah.
better.
Y'all want me to feel bad? That will get me to do it. See that? Bring up Gabby. Now immediately I am sorrowful. I want to jump in the TV and warn my sister. Get your shit, Gabby. I got you, babe.
Bring up Gabby and I'll cry. Bring up Gabby and I'll cry. I'll cry for you.
I think I will cry too.
Because I feel like we've only touched on how it's gonna affect the other three, but like Gabby's very much a part of this love square that has been
Gabby,
a bat for JR, and for it to blow back into her face. Oh God.
This is toxic as hell. This is very toxic. I'm very aware.
Toxic.
So
But I have to, I think Erica, you said earlier that Pam might just, take this information of seeing Jia at this, pop lock session and and just like not really say anything, but Gabby's the one who's gonna bring it up. I could see that happen.
So this is the toxic thing I'm about to say, and I'm perfectly fine with it. And y'all can judge me for it. I don't give a damn. Y'all judge me anyway most of the time. If depending on how this go and how this come out, I am not opposed to Gabby slapping the shit out of Keisha.
Oh gosh.
No.
Erica, I'm gonna come on record and say no judgment to you because I am 100% behind that.
Oh, you gotta slap somebody on All American because I wanted it to be Layla and Olivia, and then I wanted it to be Simone and Layla. So no, somebody gotta slap somebody.
Okay.
So in the spirit of that, should Cam put hands on JR then?
No, because JR isn't actually. But see, if JR starts to pursue Keisha, yes, put them paws on that nigga. But right now, I don't think that JR is pursuing Keisha in the same way that I feel like Keisha's energy is pursuing JR's.
Exactly.
Keisha looking at JR like he hung up the moon, the stars, the sun.
And I don't necessarily want women to be fighting, but I also am tired of Gabby being these people's punk. Like, I'm tired. Yeah. I am tired of it.
Tired. Honestly, I am.
And she's never going to put, I don't think she's ever going to put her hands on JR. So the next best thing.
They can't go 3 and out. We've had similar storylines 3 times now. You can't go 3 and out. Something has to happen this time.
I hope it's not Cam because I feel like JR would die. Mm-hmm.
Also, Cam can't put his paws on JR. JR sickly. You can't do it.
He's sick.
Can't do it.
You can't hit a sick person. You can't do it.
He might get expelled. He works for the office.
Yeah, he see.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Keisha.
Too much to lose.
Keisha gonna get her ass slapped.
Yep.
And he can't do
that. For the AA universe, it's okay.
This one is for Layla.
You doing it for me?
So y'all just want there to be messy mess up in here, huh? Okay.
No, Keisha wants it to be messy mess. Keisha started it. We're just trying to get Gabby to finish it as quickly as possible. And nothing finishes things like a slap across the face. Mm-hmm.
Look, we got bigger fish to fry. I do not have time to be watching 2 girls fighting over a nigga, okay?
No,
I don't think we're going to watch them fight. I think we're going to watch Gabby dog walk her ass. That's what I think.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't need the whole... And you see, they're not friends, so this makes it better because they're not necessarily like best friends or friends, so they can't spin it and be like, oh, well, best friend. You can't spin it like that. So Gabby can't hit her. They don't have any time.
All Keisha got to say is she ain't asked him to do that.
When I tell you, I am going to figure out how to jump into the television if they give Keisha any goofy ass lines like, I didn't tell him to be there for me.
Ooh. It's not my fault that I gave him my bone marrow.
Oh no.
It's not my fault that you weren't a match. Oh, bitch, you better take that shit from way back here, Gabby. I swear you better come from way
It'll
back
probably
yonder, Gabby.
it's gonna probably be a,
You might
we
have
didn't
been,
it
yeah,
just
but I
happened,
can say this.
How do we know that Keisha don't have hands though?
I mean, yes,
She could
It's
have
like she
hands.
would have no
My money
she
is
would have
just on
no
Cap.
right.
Gabby got more. That's all. She could have hands,
Keisha would know
and I just
Keisha
believe
would know
Gabby
that
got
she's
more.
she
Keisha would
has
know that she's
hands, but she
wrong
don't
and
have
she
the
wouldn't
strength
even
for
try
it.
it. When you know you're wrong, you know you're wrong. She wouldn't even
Exactly.
Keisha
try.
talk too much for a girl that could fight.
Hey Maya, welcome in.
Hello.
Eh,
I don't know.
It's okay. Fighting is good sometimes. We're not saying that she got to kill Keisha. She just got to fight back one, two
Yeah,
times. You
just
know,
about, yeah, just lay
just
hands
a
on her. That's it.
just a little love tap, a little love
Just
tap.
Yep.
one. Just one. She don't wear no wig, so she can't snatch her wig off. She got to do
Nah,
Yeah,
she
something.
and
dragged that hoe. Anybody got time for Keisha?
yeah. To clarify, Kofi, that it is not two girls fighting over Jaya. I think that slap would be for Keisha playing in Gabby's face, okay? Because you're
All up
overdoing it.
in her face.
You're overdoing it.
Yeah,
So
alright.
I have a question. Like, what is character supposed to even be doing this season? Like, it's just I'm very confused.
What is whose character?
Keisha.
Getting into grad school, graduating.
She ain't doing a good job of it because she's too busy being in JR face. I feel like, I'm just being honest. Like, when I say this, I honestly feel like the writers have some unhealed trauma that they've been through in college or something, and they're putting it in these characters because it's the same thing that we've seen. We need something fresh. We don't need to see this JR and Keisha storyline just gets on my nerves for the simple fact, like, the first and second season, we've never seen them have this type of interaction. If their premise is, well, of course you didn't see it because it happened in the time jump, okay, but nobody saw it, so it's irrelevant at this point. So why are we saying it now?
I think
Maybe
that
it's just
the JR and Keisha thing is a little bit different than what we've seen before because there was a life threatening illness attached to it. And there's a certain hero syndrome that comes with like the person who donates an organ to you, or in this case bone marrow, and like basically saves your life. So that immediately put them in closer proximity just for off the simple strength of that, which solidifies how this could potentially happen a lot stronger than what we have seen prior.
They're linked forever, bro.
okay.
Like, she gave him life. The dude would have died. So it's like,
Yeah.
am I really surprised they've grown close? No, I'm not.
Now there is something to be said about
Yeah,
there could have
Gabby
been more
revived him.
story. There could have been more story if they would have known that they were going this way, which I don't think that they did. There could have been more story to play into why Keisha would even give him bone marrow. I don't know if we had enough for that particular part, but now that that has actually happened, the proximity is not surprising to me just because of that.
Okay. That's a different perspective.
It just sucks
But
because
even
we're
that
seeing
makes
this
me more
after we
upset
already seen
now.
the more trivial ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
true.
like you watch it and it's like I was shocked to see them even try this JR Keisha thing because you at the end of season 2 you would have never thought like in any like they would ever do something like this. Like there was
Right.
nothing in the story. There was nothing like saying okay they may maybe do it. So it was like, but then they drop in the bone marrow stuff and it's like okay, but then why would out of everybody maybe why not his brother or his father somebody why would Keisha be the one to give it to him?
Well, I think it might have something to do with a
Being
certain
unmatched.
match. Yeah, being a match. So I think it might have been like a situation like what
All of
might
them.
somebody might be ill and they all the friends go and see okay who's a match And
Yeah.
I guess Keisha was the match,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think I think the entire friend group just got tested and they found out that she was a match, and she
Uh,
decided to um go through with it and give
Yeah.
him the bone marrow.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's big on her.
I think they should
But
play up
one of-
that particular choice, and like for Keisha who feels like she's competing and like not winning, like I could totally see her motivated to like want to save her friend, but also I can do something that everybody else can't. This is a win.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
But I think she also had some complications with that as well because Cam said that her healing process took longer than it was supposed to, and
Which
she
puts me back on
couldn't.
her ass. Cause I totally
So
forgot about that. And Keisha, you running around here playing like you behind everybody else. You donated bone marrow, girl, and it took you 6 to 7 goddamn months to even get back into dancing again. Keisha, go sit your ass down. Cause I can't. Not that it makes the like rejection letters irrelevant or anything, but you did something that's so meaningful, so powerful. Is any of that in your goddamn essays for these applications, or are you just worried about hitting this damn 8 count real hard? Cause I'm like, girl, her mind be in the wrong places. I swear.
colleges love sob stories, so like I would be putting that in every letter. Like, what challenges did you face this year? My friend was about to die. I gave him a
You
bone
gave your
marrow, and
friend
it
life. You're
completely
winning for the
changed
next 10
the way I
years.
dance. Yeah.
Every year that JR draws breath, you automatically up on everybody and you won. Like, girl.
yeah. That's in the good book. Like, there's no greater love than who would lay down their life for their friends. Like, well, she didn't die, but it's like that's what she
Yeah.
did, man.
Yeah.
But you over here worried about a goddamn fashion show and an 8 count.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm
But I
competing with
still
my
don't see
boyfriend.
how
Did
that
Cam give his
how
ass
that
a
makes
marrow?
it
No.
I wonder why she like. I don't really understand. And please forgive me because I got off work late, so my brain's kind of scattered if I don't remember the details correctly. But I'm trying to understand like why she's not communicating with Cam. Like
We
what is
talked about
that?
this a little bit earlier. We think it's because she's jealous of him and she has some insecurities and like is competing not just with this damn fashion show, but is competing in this relationship period and sabotaging it along the way.
Yeah, it could be self-sabotage.
Which is
Isn't that
unfortunate.
but isn't that what she went to therapy for or something like that in the first season when it
Yes.
comes to relationships?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or did she go to therapy for her daddy?
It
No,
was
I
something
think
like her ex-girlfriend or something. She had to talk to her ex-girlfriend or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember what you're talking about.
Well, if it was therapy in the first season, it didn't take a second season. She was tripping too, so that told me everything I need to know about the damn therapy.
Characters always say they go to therapy, but they don't. I don't think that.
Why is she still not going to therapy? Because she obviously
Yeah.
needs it. Especially, yeah, like was she going to therapy when she was going through the process of doing that bone marrow transplant? You know, that's a heavy, not just physical, but also emotional investment. Like, where was your therapist? You know?
Yeah.
There's
There's so much we could have gotten except for her falling in love with JR. Because I get the bone marrow thing, but also I also get that Cam was the one that was looking after you when you were recovering. JR didn't even know that your healing process took that long, but Cam was there. So you would think that the person that was present would be the one that you would be confiding in. So now I'm even more confused as to why you're not closer to your significant other that was helping you throughout this entire process. Like, why are you more resentful of him now?
That is the $1 million question.
The more
I
y'all
think
talk, the more I am very much so affirm that it is damn jealousy because Cam was there with you all through damn recovery, and the recovery took longer. He took care of you, had managed his job, his internship, still was in clubs and his frat, and his grades is up. She's looking at that man like he's Superman, and she could never.
Mm.
Somebody
But
also brought. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. You go ahead. Go ahead.
I also seen yesterday where someone made a point like she told Simone that emotional cheating is a thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, I was just like, oh, that's you right now. But she's just irking my nerves. Like, I really
You
just
probably
want to
don't
come
even
to the
see it.
screen and just slap the
I
shit
he like
out of
is
her.
she
Like,
are
it's
they
so
at
annoying.
Do you
Like,
are
I
they
think
don't.
at
she's aware of this dynamic and is just not speaking to it, or does she know in the back of her mind that maybe something has shifted between her and JR? Because I can't put my finger on it. Because
I think
I
she
refuse
doesn't
to
want to
believe she's
admit it.
not aware of this
yeah.
changing dynamic.
It seems
'Cause I was
one-sided to me.
watching before I watched the episode. I heard people were saying all these things. I was like, "Oh, what did Keisha and Jr. do in the episode?" And I watched the episode, and they didn't do. They weren't doing anything. They weren't doing too much. They were talking. They were being friends. Like I don't think she's aware, even though the certain things that she does with her face and her eyes maybe gives that she kind of feels something, but I don't think she's like fully aware to the point where, oh yeah, I'm emotionally cheating and I'm aware that I'm doing this to the point where she can
Mm.
say, okay, let me stop as of yet.
I mean,
I
I think that I
have
could speak to her insecurities because you can be a person who can see yourself only in the most critical from the most critical eyes, so you don't fully see yourself, but you see yourself enough to criticize and to like downplay all the that you're doing. But then the part that she's missing is like seeing this actually manifest, so that makes it so that she can call it out when she sees it on Simone, but not necessarily see it in herself because it has yet to get to the problem,
mm,
to part of being a problem, and she only recognizes problems for herself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
but I mean, I would have to say, I think she has it at the back of her mind though, because her actions, like the fact that you would lie about where you have been or where you went, is a sign that you know what you did is wrong, right? You know that you're crossing a line that you shouldn't cross, or else you wouldn't be shady, or you wouldn't lie or keep secrets. And that's
But
just the
see, I
way
think
I
the
see it.
thing
So,
about this though is like when it comes to
mhm,
her lies are less about Jr. and more about her bigger lie. Like Jr. just happens to be privy to it, so I can't
mhm.
necessarily tack on her bill of like you're lying with this intention or with this underlying thing as it pertains to your closeness with Jr. Because I don't think that that's the part that she's going out her way to hide. Like she's hiding the whole thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I don't think
Yeah,
she
I mean,
thinks she, I don't
I
think
get.
if Cam was to approach her today or tomorrow and say, "Oh, but JR was at this thing," I don't think she would like see it as this big deal that JR is with her at the event. Like she's not like lying and saying like, "Oh, I'm trying my best to make sure JR wasn't in the video so that nobody will ever see that he was there with me."
Right, right.
I don't
Mhm. No, but my the reason that I felt that way is because I feel like she made a big deal out of saying that she wanted this thing for herself, you know? And as I said before, I felt that, like I got where she was coming from. But for him to then see that, Jia is there and he's privy to more information than him, to me is just shady. And
Mm-hmm.
and maybe her actions may not be intentional, but I still
Hmm.
feel like there's some subconscious thing going on where she might like JR and might be subconsciously sabotaging her relationship. I just getting those vibes from those certain actions, like the explanations that you're given are not aligning with what, Cam is finding out.
Right.
Like it's, yeah, like it's one thing if he's like, okay, I get it. You want this thing for yourself. Simone didn't even know about this, and Simone is like your friend.
None of
Nobody
their
knows
friends
this.
knew,
But
which is
JR, like
so
in the back,
interesting because it would be nice to see like if she even offhandedly said to them that, "Oh, I'm doing this thing, like it's just for me." Um, JR comes to work sometimes, but um, I don't want you guys to come. How they would react, or how they would peak. Like, when did you and JR get this close? Or, I feel like how it would be interesting to see how her girlfriends would, because I think there's something there why her girlfriends don't even know this information, that she would go out of
yeah,
her way to lie to them because they've said it that they don't know where she disappears to. So I feel like
yeah,
if you can't trust your partner with something, you would trust your girlfriends, and you guys just had a falling out and you reconciled and decided that, oh, we're a family, we're going to talk about everything. And even in that breath, you still didn't open up to them. So
yeah,
it's like she has so many chances to
She
even
yeah.
does.
and
And that
not to.
just further confirms that you subconsciously know that you're crossing a line that you shouldn't be
Mm.
crossing. And that's where I just can't like connect with the possible lack of subconscious intentional sabotaging. That was just me because it's given shady. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it.
Mm,
That's real.
that is real.
We don't know why Gabby was not there, child. That's the big criticism that I had for the episode. Love the episode down. If I had to give it a rating, I'll probably give it an 8.5. Um,
Oh,
and one of the
nice.
big
Wait,
points would be Gabby not being there made no sense.
Well, she's
None.
gonna be in the next episode, so
Is she?
yeah, I seen the pictures. She's gonna be
Oh,
there, and
okay.
maybe just like how maybe Cat can peep game, maybe Gabby's gonna start the peep game. I don't know. I mean,
And I hate
Maybe.
oh
that for
God,
her.
I'm
I
all
do.
for it.
Yeah, I genuinely, though, I think Keisha and JR are operating from the realm of a friendship. I don't think either of them think they're doing anything wrong or think that it's more than what it is at the moment.
Mm.
Well, I would say just out of curiosity, as to why is it that you see it that way? Like, well, how would that explain the keeping secrets and not utilizing opportunities to open up? Like, you know?
Because like I don't think the secrets are about JR. Like the secrets that she's keeping have been about dancing and doing the stuff in the streets and stuff like that. But she's not like keeping JR a secret. Like if she didn't care that JR was front and center, I'm sure she saw the camera in the video. I don't think Keisha
Yeah, but she didn't
like is
know
like,
that Cam would show up there, and she didn't know that Cam would go on the internet to try to find all of her dance routines.
yeah, but I think
Yeah,
it's
but
more about the dance routines than it is about JR. It's more
yeah,
about the dance about
but
JR. Why?
yeah, I know I get what you're saying, but I feel like what I mean is not necessarily that she trying to keep JR a secret. Is why is it a secret that JR is privy to more information? Is what I think that is
Oh, okay,
where
okay. Why?
the
Okay, yeah.
yeah, where the shadiness
And
is.
I
Because
think,
like
you
What's
said
coming up for
subconsciously, right?
what's coming
When
up for
something
me in
is
that?
subconscious, sorry,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say when something is subconscious, you don't know, like the their literal definition of like subconscious is like unknown, like it's not conscious to you. You're not aware of what is happening in the moment. So when you say like she's subconsciously doing this, it means that she's doing this not with
yeah,
in her mind saying I have feelings for him or I have that. She's just doing it.
I think that
yeah.
she
Well, I
knows
mean,
that there's something deeper there, but I don't think that she has labeled it
Mm-hmm.
to what it needs. Like, I don't think that she is properly labeled or properly sorted what this feeling is. And part of me is wondering, like, as you guys are discussing this, do she like equate JR to her? Like, she's giving him a piece of her, so now they feel like they're one. Because that's how they move a lot. Like, it just feels like it's like a no-brainer. It's like, well, of course. And it's less about there being a romantic tinge to it and more about there just being adept to this particular relationship that nobody else could ever understand because they didn't go through it.
Yeah. Which is understandable. It's understandable. I think, just to clarify, Micah, I think when I was talking about subconsciously, I meant in terms of her reactions to Cam. I think she might be subconsciously, sabotaging her relationship is what I mean. Not necessarily that she's subconscious.
Your subconscious is also influenced by things around you. You know, like it's everything that's around you, you take that in. You might not process it right then and there. It might linger in the background, but it feeds off what's in the environment. So I feel like it goes beyond that if she has to lie to cover up her actions.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Say we know Cam is starting the peak game. What if Gabby starts the peak game? Do you think Gabby and Cam will talk about it and decide, okay, let's confront them about it and see what happens?
Oh, I mean, I feel like Gabby is the type of person to be an open communicator and confront things head on. So I don't know. I mean, I could see her possibly talking to Cam about it, probably if he brings it up to her. But I could see if she peep game, she might just call out JR on it rather than, go talk to Cam about it. I don't know.
If Cam brings it to Gabby, Gabby is going to try to do everything that she can to put the battery that Cam actually needs in his back to get with Keisha's ass. Because she going to be headed right over to get with JR. I feel like that could be the most interesting thing to see, but that would be the worst possible thing to happen.
Especially
even kill Cam is going out the window if Gabby get a hold of his ass.
With in the beginning of the season, like, she gonna be like, you gave me all this grief and you was doing this. It's up.
And then she has the like previous perspective of like finding out that Keisha knew about the baseball stuff, and like it was very different because it came from Cam and it like rolled off of his back then, but like now he got a whole other thing, so now he really knows how she feels in it. It's like, oh yeah, oh okay.
But I also think JR would
confronting Keisha and telling her to, like, if you don't know what you're feeling right now, then I'm gonna let you be and you figure that out.
But I also think if Gabby were to confront JR would get defensive and like say like, there ain't nothing going on. I'm just being a friend. Like, he'd probably feel some type of way about that too. Keisha more so, I think, would start to feel guilty. JR, I think, might rightly so feel, okay, maybe you're reading too much into this. I don't know. Because he's never given me romantic vibes up until a certain point.
Do you think that Keisha and JR will, like, is it going to be a scenario where their significant others come to them and confront them about whatever it is that they see going on? Or is it going to be that Keisha and JR, between the two of them, maybe they almost kiss or they do something and they realize, okay, this is more than it should be?
I hope it needs to be that. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping that Keisha and JR reconcile this shit on their own before Gabby gets tagged in.
Because if Gabby gets tagged in, okay? Oh,
I want Cam to give Keisha a Spencer speech and
Oh,
say to her that you knew
Spencer,
that it was crossing a line, but
See,
you
and
knew it, you knew.
I feel like he's
Spencer
already
only
given
did
her
that.
so many words.
That's
yeah.
true.
He's
Yeah.
already given her so many
At
words.
this point, Cam need to go Jordan Petty. He need to go full on Jordan Baker Petty.
Lord.
I wouldn't hold it against him. I really wouldn't.
mm.
I mean, if
Because
you
all
want to
the
go
energy
Jordan Baker
that
Petty, just
Jordan,
break up. Just break up. Just break up. I don't want you running
all the
around.
energy that Jordan always has, Cam is warranted for that energy. If what happens, happens.
Mm.
But see, I don't
But
even see
it's
him doing that because he only has eyes for Keisha.
He wouldn't. He
Oh
yeah.
wouldn't
yeah.
do it. But
I don't know. He can find something like about Gabby. I mean, have you seen it?
I mean,
I'm correct.
I mean,
Maybe he and
yeah.
Gabby in the block.
Before they got introduced as friends, like I thought Cam and Gabby could have been a thing, and then we find out later like she just wanted him for the ATLs for singing. But that would be some foul, wild stuff. If oh man, I even want to put that in
It's
the
all
air.
I thought
America.
that would be the.
it's
I
not
thought
like
it was
this storyline. It could
We
end very
could probably
well.
see
It could
them
be
swap
good.
cast partners and have a date night, or have a sleepover in Auntie Amara's house, and they all there, all cool, singing Kumbaya.
so
why did you say
Like
sleepover? It took me to that goofy ass sleeping in the goddamn living room next to each other.
oh my god.
It's not
Like
Oh
good.
this
yeah.
the storyline though, the storyline could end. It could end like it could have like a good like mess. It could be messy but good at the same time, or it could end the way All American ends all their storylines, which is just horrible.
How many
I'm not
episodes
saying
did it
any.
have left?
7.
Oh, dang
I wonder
it.
MJ
if
3009 wants Gabby to get active because they said, how about they kiss and Gabby walks in on it?
Oh,
Oh my
So you want
god.
Keisha to get her
bro,
ass
no.
beat?
no.
That's
Oh,
messy.
oh,
That's
oh.
messy
Yo.
outfit.
Beat the
That's a
crap out of
messy
both
Now,
of
outfit.
them.
All American isn't that messy.
Oh
now,
my
Gabby.
He
goodness.
So,
wants
Why would
Keisha to
they
get her
say
ass
that?
beat.
Let me tell you,
yeah.
if
I
that
kind of
happens,
want to see that. I want to see
if
that.
that
I actually
happens,
would.
What? Okay. So if that were to happen, what do you think would go down? That's what I'm interested in.
You beat her ass.
they come
heads
with a
are about to get
I need to beat
thrown,
both
bro.
of them.
so funny.
Beat both of
She can't put her hands
Wait,
on JR. JR is sickly.
them. She
hold up.
get a pass for that. She get a pass.
No.
Wait, but
Once somebody
Yeah.
almost dies, you do not get to beat their ass anymore. They literally get an ass whooping, get out of jail free card for life. Nobody can beat
question,
Simone's
Their
ass
last
anymore. You see how this
question,
works?
It's a
question,
pity
who
they
initiates?
can't curse in this show
Who
either. 'Cause,
initiates the kiss? That's my question. Who
I
initiates
mean,
it?
it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
they
Keisha.
both
Yeah,
Somebody
would
will
matter.
have to happen.
It would matter. In this
Keisha
aspect, it
initiates
matters.
it.
She seemed
It
like
Okay,
she
matters.
would.
so
Okay.
Keisha
If
initiates it, but he doesn't stop it. It doesn't really matter.
But then
They
no,
both
I'm
want to do
sorry.
it
I'm
at the end of
sorry.
the
Okay,
day.
this will sound really petty, but
She
I
she looked
still.
like she wanted to kiss him at that party. She was all
She
Hold on.
did.
really
Hold on.
getting
Kenny
mad
was saying
close.
something. What'd you
Yeah,
say, Kenny?
I'm sorry. This might sound really petty and toxic, but I don't care who initiates anything. Okay, Gabby needs to put
Yeah,
hands on herself. Okay? She
yeah. It
needs.
Oh,
doesn't matter who
please.
initiated.
It doesn't matter.
Oh God! Don't
So
give me a jump scare.
I'm like lowering my expectation on the end. Like I wonder if, given that, did they always know that they weren't gonna get another season?
No.
So it's like the story's gonna be wrapped up. Oh, so that means maybe the story isn't even like fully wrapped up by the end.
From what I heard, they could go on if they got picked up elsewhere, but
Mm.
they're not sure if fans would even want what would come next because of how they end this season.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that doesn't
I'm
sound
telling you.
promising.
If
Simone.
that
I mean, it's
happens,
good right
the
now. Right now, it's
timeline is
good.
about
Like
to
I
explode.
haven't liked a homecoming episode like this since season 1.
Yeah.
So if they
Yeah.
continue on this trajectory, then
I'm telling you,
I
if
can see
that
it.
happens, that the timeline is going to explode. People are going to drag Keisha. They're probably going to drag JR. And my man Cam about to put hands on him. I don't care if he's sickly. He going to put them
He's not
paws
gonna
on him.
put hands on him. He's not gonna put
Home is
hands on
not
I'm
him.
going to do
sorry.
that.
Nobody's
I'm
Home
putting
is not.
hands on
sorry.
JR. I would rather that. Like, I would much rather if they are going to kiss that Cam walks in it on it versus Gabby, because I just want to protect Gabby at all costs. Like, I feel like she's already been through so much in this very short relationship of 2 years.
Yeah.
Like,
You really think,
Yeah,
well,
watch
that'll
that.
be worse.
that wouldn't be
Gabby, it's
worse.
so funny
That
because
would not
like
be worse. Cam has so much, like, Cam's ass, I don't know how it happened, but I'm glad it happened. He has evolved so much that it would not be worse. I think that Gabby is blowing a gasket. I think that Cam got options. Like, yeah, he from Crenshaw,
yeah,
but also he's a well-to-do college Negro now with a future. So I also got him walking in, them not seeing him, and him leaving.
yeah, and because he kind of already peeped it, it's like okay, so
Antonio, I need you to
it'll,
mute, babe.
it'll
Something going on with your
You're giving
mic.
him
it'll
more credit than I'm telling you. You say that, but the human
This is his
emotions
pro
and
fight. His
they
pro
aren't
fight that gave
KK no
up
more.
his pro fight that
But he
gave
ain't.
up his KAK status just so his line wouldn't be dropped. He's not swinging on that boy. He's not. there's very
Uh,
little that he can do. Like, JR
yeah,
would have to
okay.
kick Cam's mouth, kick Cam's mother in the mouth for him to swing on him.
yeah,
Yeah.
Uh,
Like,
But,
it would
You're
have to
giving
be
more
that.
credit than me. You're giving him more
but
credit than me.
no, like
but
literally,
also
Kobe, the
I
only
feel
nigga
like
in All American that would actually beat nobody is Jordan. Like nobody, he's not gonna do it. He's
yeah.
not gonna do it.
Plus, I feel like we've seen that Cam is clocking it more than Gabby. So I feel like if she was to see that, she would really like, ooh, go overboard with it. Especially because it might be a shock because they haven't shown her clocking this Keisha JR thing, but they've shown a lot of Cam clocking it, so it might be a little different.
Hmm. Look, let's not put that energy in the air. So I'm not. I'm a.
You the one with the damn hypotheticals talking about. You know what, Kofi?
I
I
want
didn't.
them to kiss though.
I didn't. I
I
didn't
want
bring up they
something
were
to
going
happen.
to kiss. I didn't bring up that. I only said maybe Gabby peeps it and Em and Gabby talk about it. I didn't bring kissing into this.
You
Y'all
Well,
you
really.
didn't bring kissing into it, but you sure did run with it. They threw you the ball and your ass went for a touchdown. Well, who you think initiates it? That was you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's after the fact, but I didn't.
no,
I didn't present that situation. So
no,
I.
but
Wait, I got a question. Is Damon coming back?
Yes. Do we know when?
What?
No.
So if he come back,
After Lando and Simone
does
get
he
back
come
Does
together.
it
back?
matter? Yeah, Lando
Simone.
and Simone
So
gonna win after her cancer is in remission.
so
She
is he
gonna
gonna
run to
know? Does he
Lando.
know?
He gonna
That's
spin her
that's what I
around,
want to
and
figure out.
Lando
Is
gonna
he
be there.
gonna know? Is somebody gonna tell him? That's what I want to know.
Like
ooh,
I feel like that'd be weird.
yeah.
Like,
but
You just
but
come
I mean,
back
but
and
on
she
brand.
cured some things.
It will be very much
He
so
comes
on
back
brand for them to not have
it
this.
would.
Because
And
Yeah.
Damon has not talked to her this whole damn time. So they already gonna have him come back still swooning over her ass. Meanwhile, you've only shown him not paying her ass dust as he should.
It'd be crazy. Like he comes back not knowing she has cancer at all, and just like seeing it would be that's crazy. Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is
Has
good.
Amara and Simone have they talked all season?
No.
Not a lot, but I see that in episode 7, they say in the description that Nate encouraging Simone to tell Aunt Amara that she has cancer, which I was like, oh, that kind of late in the
Oh, she
game,
I
huh?
gotta
mean,
she
encouragement.
gotta tell her mom.
Yeah.
You think that the family would be the first person you tell?
yeah. You think?
Well, she wasn't really close with her parents anyway, for real, for
Right.
real.
Nah, I mean Amara
Yeah,
though.
True.
I mean
I
Amara.
think Auntie Amar.
I
I
find
still
it
believe
hard
that
to.
Auntie Amar is her real mom. No cap.
They
Oh, I
really they
forgot
missed the
about that.
opportunity with that,
I
They
forgot
honestly.
missed
about
that.
that.
They
They
missed the
really did.
like. I remember. Yo, she could have been the mother. She should have been the mother. Simone should have been
This
the long lost child.
is bringing season one flashbacks of wow, who belongs to who? Because it's like, oh, is this his brother? Is the coach's son? That was too much. I'm sorry. That was too much trauma.
Yeah, but seriously, like I can't anticipate like Damon ain't gonna know. Like I feel like
Yeah.
somebody would tell him. Like I feel like
Yeah.
JR would call him and say, bro, you might want to sit
JR
down. I got
didn't tell
something
the
to tell
niggas
you.
that was right there in his face. Why would he call Damon?
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying now. I'm
That's his
saying
brother.
now he would tell him. Now he
Why?
tell him because that's his
Why
brother.
would he tell her? Why would he tell him that? He let Simone tell who she wants to tell when she wants to tell them.
You
And
Exactly.
think
I think the
Simone would
same
call
thing
him
for
and tell him?
Damon.
It's
Okay,
because
They're
he
gonna
was
do
sick.
the all American
Maybe
thing, which
they
is
maybe they have her call him on the phone.
maybe she would tell him.
She gonna say,
maybe.
I
No,
didn't want to tell you over the phone. Is that what you just said, Micah?
Oh, I said maybe they have her call him on the phone,
I
but
doubt
that
that.
that would very well
I
be.
doubt it. Damon's coming back
Or
to
the
Brixton in the damn dark so that it could be extra sappy and weird, and they can make sure that this man feels the Lando and Simone of it all.
yo, that would be the
Or
masterwork.
maybe actually it
Imagine.
could be a thing where
Okay.
like he and Lando are close to getting together. Damon comes, she tells Damon, Damon and her have a moment, Lando sees, and it just prolongs the inevitable.
I
That's
think they're gonna
that
already
makes
be together by the time he comes back and find
you
out.
think?
yeah.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
Yes.
episode when
Damon
they
is
get
going to come
together.
back to protect. They are bringing Damon back to hurt his feelings. That's
Yeah.
it.
Wow. They should just leave Damon in the DR. Like
But
the send off was horrible, the story was horrible, but y'all already did it, so just let it go. Leave him alone.
He
If
is coming
Let
anything,
back to
I
it
get his
think they
feelings hurt.
would.
leave him, let
you
him
better
live.
find him a Brazilian honey.
So wrong.
Uh,
Like y'all could have let Damon does
Anything,
not
I
need to come
think they would
back.
have.
Simone reassure Lando that when Damon comes back, that like it's him. Like if she should ever choose
Mm.
again, she would
Oh
choose
God.
him.
Ugh,
oh my lord.
Yeah.
Because the
goodness.
Yeah.
first time she had to choose, she chose Damon,
Yeah.
but that wasn't, the real choice. And that really hurt Lando's feelings. It affected their friendship that they're now trying to resolve. So if they do get into a relationship and Damon comes back, I think it would be a good storytelling plot point for her to, it reassure him that hey, like it's you, like I would choose you over
It would
him.
be a good
Well,
way. It would be a good way to stroke Lando's ego. That's what it would do.
Yeah, it would come
well,
full
Simone
circle.
did say that she chose Damon. I think she had a conversation with Lando, and I think she said that she chose Damon because she felt like there was like a history
She was
there.
obligated. Yeah,
Yeah,
she felt
like there.
obligated.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh, that's not a good reason to pick somebody, but okay, do your thing, girl.
Hey, it's almost like 1 a.m. over here, but thank you, Erica, for letting me come up.
Of
Thank you
course.
guys for your insight. I learned a lot about relationships from you guys, because whew. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the
That's the
next one.
learning here. And don't be an Eva. Yes. Good night.
Oh, good
Good
night.
Good
night.
night.
No.
Night night. Well, we're oh God, I'm dreading next week's episode so much.
So
I
It's
bad.
feel it
gonna be
in
all right,
I
Kofi.
feel it in my bones. Like I'm
I
about to
don't
It's
see
think
gonna
it's
some
be
gonna be that
that.
goofiness.
bad. I really
I'm
don't think.
about
I think it's a bait and switch. It's a bait and
yeah,
switch,
all right.
and that's what happened.
Micah, like you said, this is all American. What we talking about, bro? Like,
Yeah, but you see, like the thing is, like they gonna make you think. If it does happen, fine. But I just think one is too early. Two, it's too obvious
Mm.
for it to
bro.
be in the next episode.
Well,
Or they'll do
I
that
didn't
that
think
what
they
they
were.
did. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, well, I didn't think they were gonna give Simone. They were actually gonna give Simone cancer, so
Answer.
they could
That's
I thought
true. I
that was
thought
surprise
it
me.
would
fake
be a
news.
scare.
I
I
legit
got
thought that was fake news, bro.
the cancer plot was spoiled like months ago to me, so I was not shocked or surprised. But that's because they spoiled it on Twitter.
I thought it was a cancer scare. I didn't know that she actually got the
Yeah,
Z. I thought it
diagnosis.
was when I
me
heard
too.
that, I thought, oh, this is fake. They not doing that. But then they did, so it would not surprise me one bit if they go down this JR and Keisha rabbit hole. Not
I
one
think
bit.
if anything in the next episode, they have to give us some more crumbs. Like if they're gonna have JR and Keisha explore their relationship, we need bigger hints, you know? Like we need more movements on that plot. So I feel like even
My
if it's
thing is
not something big, we gotta see some more definitive crumbs.
like, what do
And
you
then
think is
sprinkled
gonna
in,
happen
it's
in
gonna
the
be
next?
Eva's goofy ass watching Simone.
Like,
Yeah, that
Kobe, what do
too.
you think is gonna happen? Because I see people think, oh, he's gonna confess his feelings, and I mean, JR's not a perfect guy, but he wouldn't. I don't think he would either. Still be in a relationship with Gabby because this is the next episode and confess his feelings, or break up with her and confess his feelings a couple hours later. Like, there's no way that's what's happening in
I
I
this
don't
in the
Yeah,
know,
next
no.
mean,
episode.
but
well,
look, all I
Spencer.
know is go ahead, Antonio.
I
He
was
said,
like,
Spencer.
well, he confessed his feelings and then slept with Layla the
So
next day.
that's
No,
not
but like
yeah.
with
I don't
Spencer,
know if
it's different. Like JR is in a relationship right now. I'm
Yeah,
saying
true.
that
You're
him
right.
being in
That's
the
true.
relationship,
I mean,
confessing
the
his
way
feelings,
they
and
tried to put it, Bolivia might as well have been in a whole damn relationship watching movies every other goddamn night on the couch that we never got to
Another thing they
see.
did off screen. Yeah, another thing they did off screen.
I don't
That's
think
true.
there's going to be a confession, but maybe there might be an acknowledgement of their changing dynamic. That's what I think might happen. I think
Yeah.
maybe Gabby might clock some things. She'll probably confront him on it, and then maybe he talks to Keisha about
gaslights her. He's gonna
something.
gaslight her.
Of
Maybe
course, he's
He
gonna
cannot go
gaslight
back
her.
to gaslighting women. He is
He's gonna
Shaft.
do it.
Like,
Well, I don't think he'll gaslight Gabby, but I do think he'll probably maybe he'll have an epiphany and then
oh
talk to Keisha
God.
about it. That's probably what is going to happen. Or Keisha might
I
have an
think
epiphany.
Keisha needs to have the
Abby
epiphany.
probably gonna spell it out for him, and then he gonna be like, "What? Oh, I
Nah,
Could
think
you
you
he's
imagine
tripping.
Gabby being like, "You're in love with Keisha,"
that's what's gonna happen."
and
Well,
then
I
she's like,
mean,
"No,
I
you're
can see
wrong.
that
I'm
happening.
not in love with her. I'm in love with you." And she's gonna be like, "No, JR, you don't love me."
Exactly.
Oh, stop.
I
Maybe.
feel
Hey,
I
that's
can't
what I
see
feel
that
like can happen.
happening.
I
I
think y'all
can't see
give
that
it
happening in this
American.
episode.
You can make
hold
it
on,
all
Kenny, then
American.
Micah. Hold on, Kenny, then Micah.
I'm just saying, I can't see that happening in the next episode. Like, I think, like Kofi said, we'll see something where they kind of acknowledge a change in the dynamic. But I don't think we're gonna see anything big because based on like the description of the next episode and also the promo pics, it seemed like they're still, giving couple vibes with their partners. So I think that might come a little later down in the season.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that when it comes down to the moment of truth, they're just gonna copy and paste the Jordan and Simone breakup scene. So it ain't nothing new. Nothing new.
But what if it never happens?
If
What
it never
if
happens, I'll be fine. That'll be great.
Ooh,
what if
on
they
it.
they they just hoodwink us and show us, oh, sometimes you might develop feelings for someone, but it doesn't go anywhere.
I'll take back everything bad I ever said about that show.
I
Facts.
second that emotion.
Not
But
everything.
You won't say nothing bad
also,
about it.
Not everything. Not everything.
but
no, but I
You
want
talk
to.
about
They
he
would have
second
to.
that. He don't never say nothing
They
bad.
I've
The worst thing
criticized.
Kofi ever
Good
said about like between both shows was when Kofi, we were pissed about Spencer not being drafted. That's the
Oh yeah,
angriest I've ever seen Kofi at All American ever.
Ever.
oh yeah, that is
Ever.
right. That's right. That's true. Yeah, I was
Ooh,
on one
draft day.
episode. I was on one on that episode.
Kobe,
Like, I
you
was
have
ready to
never
crit-
ranked an episode less than an 8, except maybe for that
Yep.
one. So no, you
Yeah.
don't be having much of nothing bad to say. Mike could be
I
coming in
true.
here. The writers fell asleep in the writers' room and they just let this shit ride. AI wrote this episode. Mike could be in here letting it fly.
They
So
put their
for
head
her
on
to,
the laptop
for
and
them
just
to be like, yo,
bullets
I'm gonna
came out.
take it back, all of it. That it just, I'm sorry, Kofi. It just hit a little bit harder when Micah says that versus when you say that.
Okay, but
I gotta take it back. Not everything. Just certain
but
things.
but
Everything. Actually, no. Everything about Homecoming. All Americans is a different story. Everything about bad I ever said about Homecoming, I'll take it back.
yeah. Well,
Fair.
well. What is it? Today is Wednesday the 7th. The next episode is next week Monday. So I'm gonna have some time to think this over, and hopefully my fears. Maybe I'm just in my delusions. Like maybe I'm tripping. Like maybe nothing gonna happen. Calvin, don't look too much into it. They gonna be alright. They friends. Like nothing's happening.
That's
But
right.
then
That's right.
You're gonna gaslight yourself?
Yes.
yeah.
At the end
But
of the day, the Lulu is the Salulu. You got it.
Salulu.
Mm.
Live in the
maybe
present. No, don't worry about the future.
There
Right
you
now, they're
go.
friends, and that's all that matters.
Kendra,
yeah.
I'm very sorry, babes, but we're gonna have to let some of these dreams die. Damon and Thea are never gonna happen again. We are letting it go.
Oh, that's so
We let
sad.
Let it go.
Well,
What
y'all
if they
think
do a time jump and they end up together?
I would hate it. I would
I saw
absolutely
somebody.
hate it.
I saw
Wait,
somebody
even if
was
they
like,
time jumped?
Yes.
yeah, you think they
Yes.
are? They're probably gonna time jump
Yeah.
because All American did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I would
Well,
hate
I mean,
it a
Thea,
lot,
Thea
especially
deserves
because
so much more. She deserved better than what she got, and she deserved better than anything that man would offer moving forward.
facts.
That's wild. Y'all remember how y'all was on his jock first season?
Yes, I
That's
do
crazy.
remember. I do remember very vividly.
You was treating him like Cardigan Jordan.
y'all realize no,
Because he was operating elitely.
David and Thea were like they were actually building something with them, and then they give it wishy-washy Simone. They had to give it up
For
Simone.
nothing. You gave it up for
For
nothing.
one
You gave up this
episode.
real
Exactly, 'cause it's
relationship
gonna end
for
up
him to
being
run after
everything.
this girl who is bumping uglies and locking lips with everything that moves.
And she
Wait,
said
when
she
did
feels
she
you
do
out of
that?
obligation.
When did she do that? Every time Simone wants to show her liberation, she kisses somebody we don't know. What are you talking about?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
true.
At that party.
Okay, yeah, at the
Ugh.
party, but after that, she wasn't like, oh,
Then she was bumping uglies with
I'm gonna be-
Lando.
Yeah, she was with Lando.
She
well,
did it
yeah,
at her birthday party this season too.
Yeah,
oh
she
yeah,
did.
that's true. She was drunk though.
Did.
It don't matter.
Well,
and-
You left Thea for
Yeah,
that, sir.
so
You running after Simone and you couldn't run after Thea? Child. No, he
The heart
don't
wants
never
what
need
it
to see
wants.
Thea's ass ever again in life. You missed out. Live with that regret, my brother. Mm-mm.
Well, whatever, man. It's whatever, man. I mean, you live and you learn, I guess.
There you go.
Cool.
this just popped
And
in my
that's what
head.
Ava gonna
Y'all
do. She
realize-
gonna live and she gonna learn.
This just popped in my head, but y'all realize that when Gabby first met JR, she was teaching him how to be a player, and now he about to play in her face.
Oh,
He about to
well,
play in her
but
face.
but I think he
Yeah.
if anything, out of the two parties, he's less guilty than Keisha. JR, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't really kept anything away from Gabby in terms of this changing dynamic. That's why I think in this next episode, she's going to peep it. She's going to bring it to his attention. He probably going to deny it. And then maybe something happens where he's going to have to speak on it.
Kofi,
That's what I think
this
is
is
going to
why
happen.
you have me, Kofi. See, this is why you have me, because as it pertains to their relationship, while he might not be just as wrong within the conversation of him and Keisha, he done already hit some other shit. So there's already that mistrust that has been placed in their relationship. So they are literally going to get the same nuclear level of reaction, or the same nuclear level of reaction, because they are both equally wrong as it pertains to the miscommunication and the distrust they have injected into their relationships.
Multiple times.
Right? Multiple times. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's going to hit Gabby and Cam like a full butt, regardless. Because they both.
And it's crazy because they be getting outs left, right, and center, and they don't be taking it.
Yep.
Like, they be getting the easiest outs, bro, and it just flies over their head.
Oh.
But I'm going to go ahead and end it here, you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off.
Yes. Yeah, it's fine.
I will see you guys back here next week for another new episode. And I thank y'all for the extensive conversation.
Yeah.
Have a good one. We still doing
Have a good night. I gotta figure out when I'm gonna do it. I need to finish. We watched the first 4 episodes of season 2. We gotta finish the last 6. So look out for something maybe Friday or Saturday.
All right, cool.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Stay safe out there.
All right, y'all. This is another long one. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you're watching this on replay, feel free to drop your comments and your thoughts in the comments section down below. I am going to have a breakdown for this episode. I'm going to do a preview, but I'm going to wait to rewatch the teaser for next week until this weekend. So y'all won't get that until like right before the episode, because I want to live in the peace and the blessing that was this episode. The beautiful writing, the dope character development, the various plot points. It was dope. Shout out to them for this episode, for putting us a little bit back on track. Thank you for all of the people who joined in the call tonight. I appreciate y'all very much for always making this a dynamic and insightful conversation. Give this video a like. Give this live a like. If you're still in here, you haven't liked it already, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. It's your good sis, you love to talk TV with, and I'm going to see y'all in my next one. I'll be live tomorrow for Our Sister's Keeper for sisters, and then again on Thursday for the family business.